Yeah.
Yo.
What's up? We are here, episode 200.
We're back. Happy New Year, everybody. Merry Christmas. 2 weeks off, and we're fucking back. Episode 200. Real quick, I want to get this out of the way. This episode is obviously a very special one, so we want to dedicate it to some very special people. First dedication is out to my amazing father-in-law, who sadly I never got to meet, but was a great man. It's his birthday today. And Jeffrey Iorio, we want to dedicate this episode to you. That's my bad. Sorry. He was honestly like an amazing person, one of Vince's best friends. I don't know if Vince is going to call in. I haven't heard from him. Maybe he will.
We'll see.
I don't know. I just talked to Opie. He said 8 o'clock. He's going to try his best to call. He's got a few things going on.
Yeah. We didn't run the video yet, so guys, don't go crazy. We didn't the video is not up yet. We just have the episode 200 marker and
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So Opie he might be hanging out with us for a little bit, maybe hopefully a little while. If not, at least just stop by.
This might be my white whale moment.
Yeah.
Since the fucking day we started this thing, I've been trying to get Opie on this fucking show.
Long time.
Speaking of Opie introduced us to a great man that we recently lost that I would also like to dedicate episode 200. A guy who literally was here with us all the time.
Yo, he became our friends.
Yeah.
And you know what's so weird? That we would be here doing the show on random Tuesdays, and like once every month or once every few weeks, we would get a phone call from this guy randomly.
Dude, I would get him at 1:30 in the morning at home.
Yeah.
Like we would just be hanging out, and all of a sudden,
Carl
phone
Ruiz.
rings. Carl motherfucking Ruiz. Devastated when he passed. Honestly, one of the most genuine, nicest fucking people I've ever met. Everyone around him immediately just kind of like migrated to him and just loved this guy. He was a great man. So
yeah, what makes it it's so weird because he just became part of the show sometimes, and it was just the norm. He would hang out and bullshit if he was sitting
the whole
right
show
next to
with
us.
us.
Yeah.
And when we first had him on, the very first time we had him on, I remember he was like, all right, I could give you 5 minutes.
Yeah, he was like, all right, let me get the show out of the way, and let me get this fucking dumb shit over with.
We actually had to say, Carl, we're ending the show.
Yeah.
That
and he was like, oh, what do you mean? We're going?
Yeah.
Are you guys hanging? He goes, wait, are you guys staying on? Are you guys getting off? He didn't know if we would
he thought we were just trying to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Which was never the case. We absolutely loved Carl. We appreciated the shit he did for us more than he will ever know.
Yeah, that was fucking cool, man.
So we also want to dedicate this episode to him. And the last dedication is to all our troops over in Iraq. We recently just got news, not even an hour ago, that Iran supposedly sent a bunch of missiles over to a U.S. air base in Iraq. I don't know if it landed. I don't know if it hit. I don't know if there's any casualties. I don't know anything other than that.
Maybe if you guys in the chat could keep us updated.
Yeah, if you guys in the chat exactly want to keep us updated, that'd be awesome because a lot of you guys who are Super Ugly Show faithfuls know that the troops are very, very near and dear to my heart. Rest in peace to my cousin Mike Taylor, who served this beautiful country in the 82nd Airborne, and he actually would have been getting shipped over there right now because the 82nd were the first ones to go over there. And
tear shit up.
So I just want to dedicate this to the troop. I hope the troops. I hope all you guys are safe, and I hope all of you get home safe. This is going to get real ugly, and it's going to get ugly quick. So I really, really just wish the best for those guys because it's just. It really sucks. It really fucking sucks. Their fathers, their brothers, their sons, and it's not a war, like in fucking 1941 where you're on one side, we're on the other. It's a dirty, fucking ugly war. Yeah. And I don't know how this is gonna end, but this shit's gonna get ugly real fast. So.
And I backed the president. In what he's doing.
In war, I absolutely am going to back him in wartime. Right now, I think he's a jackass. I think he's an idiot. I'm not a fan of him. He does some good things that people don't talk about, but that's fine. He does some stupid things that everyone likes to put a spotlight on.
This was necessary.
But, and let's start the show and we'll get into it more. All right, guys, Super Ugly Show, episode 200. Let's fucking get it.
The Super Ugly Show.
Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, let's get this show going.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah, I'm going through a lot of changes in my life. Sorry, but
What, menopause?
yeah.
He did not mean it in any malicious
I
or
was born in the
heinous way.
70s. Go fuck yourself. As far as that mentally handicapped strength, I do not want to. I don't want to mess with that.
You're allowed to be offended by anything you want.
Where is this graphic?
Fucking self. Yeah.
Yeah, this is great. It is priceless because this is real, and it is what it is.
He's the fucking worst. He's the absolute fucking worst.
Rocky, would you run for Miss America?
Absolutely.
But seriously, why couldn't you? You know, maybe a little shape on the bicep.
Yeah, again, if I do like 20 push-ups right now, I'll come up and have a nice little time.
I don't want to play this game. It's disgusting.
That is the point.
It's
Yeah, but
just
why does it
it's
have to be like some kind of like family member or some kind of like old grandma?
You're fucking crazy. If I could do whatever I want, I would pummel them within a minute of their lives.
You know what?
Don't
Cut
get
it.
me wrong, I
Cut
wouldn't
it, 'cause
hesitate
this is
to
gonna be
feed
calling
them
in right now.
fucking senseless.
Yeah, maybe cut off a few fingers,
Yeah,
cut
but
off
I
their
wouldn't
dick.
murder them. I'm not a murderer. Oh my god. This is what I'm working with, people. John, where are you, pal?
I'll be in there soon.
This is fucking priceless. You don't understand handicap strength, right? And that is a factor that you know nothing about. Alright, I'm done. Yeah, show's over. That's it.
Who gives a shit? Why do you fucking do these things?
Shut the fuck up.
The super ugly.
oh no. Okay. Oh, what's the matter?
Nothing.
All right, what's going on, everybody? 200 episode. I can't believe this many fucking episodes is here. We tackled this. This is over the run of like 3 years. 4 years we've been doing this with the audio, and we haven't stopped, man. Like this, a lot of like hobbies I've came and gone out of my life, and this one has never left, and I don't plan on stop podcasting anytime soon. This is definitely part of my life, and I'm very happy and proud to do this every week with you, Rock.
Like your pants
Me
that
too,
you got
bro.
on?
This
Yes.
is, this is the most.
pink shirt for the occasion.
Dude, look at his
Yes.
pants.
I was gonna wear my super ugly shirt, but then I was like, nah, you can't do that, right? It would have been cheesy.
I'm trying to look.
Kind of like going to a concert.
Exactly,
Oh,
wearing the band shirt. Yeah. So. I
Yeah,
didn't-
talking to that mic. Let me see.
Testing 1 2.
Hold on.
Is it the button on mute?
You have earphones?
Talk again.
Okay,
That's
now
good.
try it.
Testing 1 2.
Do it again.
Rich, why are you wearing a pink shirt?
Look at his pants.
Why
Sure.
is that not registered?
Like, they're like your kids' pants on. Look. Hurry up.
Hello. Yo.
It is.
Yo.
It's registering.
Yeah, I saw the.
Yeah, I saw it move, dude. Don't touch anything. It's registering.
First time I'm here like months. He's wearing his pants.
Hello.
Okay. All right.
Now,
Now,
can we talk about why you're wearing a pink shirt?
no, because this is episode 200. I'm very I'm celebrating.
And he was saying something nice.
I'm trying
about
to look
me,
good.
So, let him continue saying nice things about
Why
me.
didn't you guys get dressed up? That's what my question is.
I'm wearing a Mets hoodie.
I'm in my finest Kurt Cobain T-shirt.
Yeah.
I just got the shirt.
I'm the only one that has
Hold
that's
on.
dressed up.
Stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rich, let's see those pants.
Yeah,
No, dude,
stand
seriously.
up.
I'm not wearing
Oh,
it.
wait. Oh, I know you didn't meet SoundCloud rapper Richie. Big dick, small pants.
Look, dude, it was kids' pants. Or his brothers when he was 6th and 6th grade.
You guys won't be able to see this. I wish you could.
You look like MC
There you go.
Hammers.
Dude, they're like,
Dude, they are the
like
smallest.
a fat kid wearing.
They don't fit him.
fucking-
That's the thing. They don't
Yeah.
fit him. They're too
The
short.
hand me down.
It's like he kept his sweatpants from like 10th grade or something. Not even 10th grade, like 5th grade.
It's body contouring sweatpants.
Really?
What
So
are you
they're
contouring?
like the skinny jeans
Because
and sweatpants?
I have a great body.
We had to
and
get him
I-
in a husky section.
I want to show them off. I want to show off my thighs.
Oh, we can see him. We can see your thighs.
Here we go. Here we go. Orlando, we got a surprise for you, bud.
For me.
I don't think you've ever got to be on with the
With
one,
Vince Russo. Look at that.
the only, the boss, the man, Vince motherfucking
his
Russo,
hair.
everybody.
It's great.
Everybody, round of applause for Vince.
See, he's not wearing pink.
supported us for.
Why you guys so dark?
Richie's gonna
What's
fix
going
that
on?
right now. We gotta flip the cameras. He's gonna.
Do something.
He's gonna fix that. He's gonna fix it.
There we go.
Look at that. Now you can see our handsome faces.
We got the original crew, bro.
We got Johnny here, Vince.
We got the Mama Luke in the corner over there, huh?
Yeah, I heard you were coming on. I had to,
Now, I mean, John, have you been back on, or is this the first time?
No, it's the first time. I waited for 200.
No, it's not. He's been on a couple times.
Yeah,
in
but
between.
like 170. Like I haven't been on in a while.
Now, Vince, that really waiting for the last minute had me stressing all day, dude.
I'm so excited right now.
I knew I was gonna come on. I just had to make sure I was calling the same place, man.
Yeah. All day I'm sitting there, I'm stressing. I'm like, he hasn't gotten back to me. I'm like, oh shit. Whoa. I was like, either way though, did you get a shock?
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
I have no idea. But I was like, either way, we're promoting that he's coming on, knowing that our good pal Vince will not let us down.
Who's the new Jewel in the corner over there?
This is Orlando. He works over at 94.3 The Shark here on Long Island, the rock and roll station. He's the morning guy.
What's up, Vince?
He used to go to Will's at Throws when he was younger.
Get out of here.
I swear to God.
Yeah, no, we used to go to your video store and meet.
Pick it up if you want.
I'm messing with the headphones.
Oh, all right. There's another pair over there, too, if you want to try them. But, so Vince, first of all, thank you for coming on. And thank you for all your support for these 200 episodes. You have been with us from day one. You've always, treated us fair. And you've always just let us do our own thing without any, don't say this, don't do that type of stuff. And we appreciate that more than you will ever know.
Well, bro, 200 episodes. So what is that, bro? Like 4 straight years?
3, I think. 3 to 4, somewhere around there.
I think it's 4 in April or March, right?
Yeah.
4
I mean,
years in March.
If you're doing 200 episodes and it's a show a week, that's 4 years.
Yeah.
We've been at this pretty heavy, man. Like I was saying, I've been through a lot of hobbies. I've done metal detecting, golf. I have done everything, every kind of fucking hobby you could think of, and this is the only one that I've actually stuck with.
He did. There was a metal detecting phase, Vince.
Yeah.
But listen, you guys have come. But Richie has been Rocky has been the constant. I mean, no doubt about that. Richie, you've been in and out. John,
in and out. I've been here the whole fucking time.
Wait, hold on.
You're out for a while finding yourself, bro.
I still showed up every week.
No, you were here, but you were spaced out for a little while.
Let's get this straight. I got kicked off the show. Wow. I didn't leave the show.
Yeah, we booted.
Yes, but John,
and I had an open invitation to come back whenever.
Why?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know.
He hated being on the show.
Yes, because you hated being here. Because everything we brought up, you'd be like, oh, we're going to talk about this.
I mean, it got pretty repetitive.
Yeah, so we had to fucking
John,
but then you got mad.
And then it still get repetitive.
Hold on, Vince is talking.
Are you saying this is a one and done, bro, John, or what?
What?
Are you saying this is a one and done, man?
The only reason he's here is because of you, Vince.
I told him I'll come back to 200.
The 3 of you guys, man, that was magic.
He religiously ignores me. I could show you my phone. I showed it to Orlando 2 weeks ago.
I don't have it on me all the time.
Every single week. Every week I text John, you coming. He doesn't even bother to answer me.
2 days later.
Now, what about Orlando? Is he just visiting, or is he a part of the show?
No, he's been here pretty often as of late. He's not like an official member, but he's been a guest.
I'm kind of like the Christopher Walken of Saturday Night Live. I'll host more times than most.
Yeah.
Orlando, are you a paisan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Now, Orlando, this 94.3 The Shark, I never heard of that before. Is that a new station on the island?
We've been around for 7 years. I've been the morning show host for 5.5.
Oh, that's awesome, bro. Where is it located on the island?
Do you remember Republic Airport?
Yeah, of course.
On 110, we're next to it in Airport Plaza.
Oh, wow, that's cool. Good for you, bro.
As far as morning radio shows go in Long Island, he's the guy.
Yeah, he's top guy, I would think, other than maybe Hot 97, right?
Yeah.
And even them.
Yeah.
I mean, on Long Island,
he's the guy. Everybody that goes to do construction in the morning and everything else, they listen to him.
If you want to listen to rock music in the morning, there's literally the only place to go pretty much is the Shark.
So what's your guys' relationship with Orlando? I mean, you guys go back or what?
high school. Me and me.
Every one of us.
Yeah.
Us, three of us went
not
to.
me. Yeah, these three. They're a little bit older than I am, so I didn't go to high school with them. But Orlando, I met through these guys, but these guys were all in high school, and I believe in special ed classes together,
Yeah,
correct?
probably.
Yeah.
Remedial math.
Yeah, they were in my math class, Vince, and we used to have a love for wrestling.
We'd have a ring at a desk and start wrestling.
We used to beat the shit out of each other in class.
And now you know why they were in remedial math.
I had a hairy back, and that was my that was my claim to fame.
He was George
Now-
Steele.
That was his shtick.
I shaved the ultimate. Hold on, Vince.
You guys all went to Sachem?
yeah.
Yeah.
I shaved the Ultimate Warrior symbol in his back. That's how hairy he
Oh
was.
my God.
And
Nice.
we went to go see the event, and he would take his shirt off and Hulk out with the fucking Ultimate Warrior symbol edged in his back with the buzzer.
Were you ever around Warrior?
He
I don't
was
think
the
I ever
gimmick
asked you
man.
that.
Oh, bro, I was good friends with Warrior, man.
Okay, all right. What was it? Was he like that intense, like just normally?
Oh, bro, he was. You know, bro, that's why. Like, I get so sick of all the bullshit and everything, bro. You know, when he passed away, all of a sudden he's on the top of the WWE pedestal. Meanwhile, bro, the truth is, when I worked with him at the WWE, nobody hung around him. Nobody talked to him. He dressed by himself, bro. Bro, he was at such a level far beyond everybody else in that locker room that they didn't get him, and they didn't understand him. And I got him, bro, and we hit it off really, really well. I was lucky enough to say, man, I had a great relationship with the guy. But yeah, bro, when he died, oh, everybody loved him, and everybody
Yeah,
was
but
his
hey,
best
Vince, you
friend.
see what I'm holding up?
What is this?
Of
The
course,
self-destruction of the
course,
Ultimate
bro,
Warrior.
A 2-hour fucking burial of this
Right,
man.
of course. And bro, like I said, when I was there, nobody dressed with him. Nobody shared the locker room with him. The guy was always alone, always.
Vince, I'd like to ask you one question about that, because during that 2 hours where they buried him, they made fun of the wrestling, they made fun of his style, but that style took the WWF to the top of its game. Hogan Warrior, Hogan Macho Man was some of the best matches. Do you think that the internet is part of the reason why they were able to get away with burying him because of the...
The internet is part of the reason why I am not working in wrestling, bro. Because like Warrior and everybody you mentioned, bro, like Warrior, like Hogan, like Savage, like Piper, I can go on and on and on and on and on. Bro, we represented entertainment. We were entertainment. They don't want entertainment, bro. They want wall-to-wall wrestling matches with flip-flopping flying. They don't want characters. They don't want storylines. So, like, every time my name is brought up, God forbid, I'm the devil. And that's the same reason the internet, hated freaking Warrior, because Warrior was an attraction.
Vince,
Warrior was an entertainer.
I got to say something that I've been noticing since Jericho, and then today since Ryback's podcast, which I listened to both, absolutely fantastic.
Dude, the Jericho one was awesome.
But since
That
those
was a great
two,
part.
I have noticed a lot of people all of a sudden turning and saying, you know what, Vince Russo isn't that bad. That people have made him out to be this, this disaster of wrestling. But once they actually listen to you and hear your side of things, because they kind of go, oh, all right, well, that makes sense. Oh, that's why he did that. That makes sense. And a lot of people I'm noticing online are finally turning the page on the Vince Russo book and going, he's not this monster everyone's made him out to be. He's not the death of WCW. He did have good ideas, because they're seeing Vince now and going, wait a second. Yeah, maybe they went through Vince, but Russo had great ideas, and Vince probably shut down a lot of great ideas of his also.
Bro,
I'm sure.
I'm telling you, the Jericho, you and Jericho, that interview, because you guys agreed on so much shit, I think it turned the table with how they see you.
How's it feel?
I thought it was great.
How's it feel having a better body than Jericho, Vince?
Bro, I gotta tell you guys something, guys. You want to know the truth? This is what a pro Jericho is, guys, and this kind of blew me away. Bro, if you ever watch him on AEW, and when that light goes on, and Jericho comes walking down, and I mean, bro, he is a bona fide star.
Absolutely.
But what blew me away, bro, is we did the interview in his trailer. He was at a show. He had a concert that night in Colorado. The tour bus was parked in front of the venue, and he had me come in and we did the interview. Bro, I got to tell you something. The way he was walking around that tour bus, bro, I could see like every ache and every pain, and I could see it.
I mean, he's
and
50.
I was like, my God, bro, like, wrestling, all these years has really taken a toll on him. But man, when you see him perform, he never sells it, bro. You never see it. That's a pro, man.
Yeah. He is something special in wrestling.
One of the
and
few.
anyone who doesn't, understand that or appreciate that, and just gonna sit there and destroy him being a little fatso right now. Yeah. I mean, the guy has reinvented himself for the past 25 years more than anybody combined.
When I was
wrestling.
younger, I didn't understand him when I was younger, and I didn't get him up until he started doing the promo with him and HBK. And when he started doing that, I was like, wow, my whole thing of how I thought of him was
when
totally
he threw
wrong.
his head into the TV?
Yeah, my whole thing was totally wrong on how I thought of Jericho.
Because when Jericho turned heel, he was a traditional heel. The heels at the time, the NWO, they were the cool
fun.
heels.
Yeah, they were fun.
Jericho was this
badass.
Just a dick.
Yeah, he was a dick. He was the heel that we remembered.
Yeah.
So, Vince, what are you recording tonight? What do you got going on?
No, well, actually, bro, I usually record on Tuesday night my stuff with Stevie Richards and Bin Hameen, but we moved everything back now to Tuesday afternoon, so I got that done with them today, so I don't have to record tonight.
All right, now, Vince, I have to give you a slight warning, and I hate that I even have to say this to you, but at 8 o'clock, we might have Opie from Opie Radio calling in.
Oh,
right.
If he does, we're not capable of taking 2 calls at once for some reason. So
he's saying
I can't even say it.
He's saying he's going to click off on you.
I don't.
No, bro, that's okay because I gotta head out anyway, bro, because my wife's waiting for me to go out, but I told her I had to come on and do your guys.
I couldn't even get the words out to say that to you.
No, that's fine.
You know what I mean? But like you know he's been my white whale. He's my Howard Stern. Put it that way.
No, that's cool. No, that's
you know what I mean. So, but Vince, I mean, we owe you so much. Like you have done leaps and bounds for us, and.
Bro, let me tell you something, though. I owe you guys, too. And listen, bro, I know that the key to podcasting is consistency, man. And you've got to be on the air every single week. And, bro, it's why 90% of podcasts fail because people don't want to make the commitment, bro. And that's why I'm so hesitant to give people a podcast because I'm like, you guys are not going to commit to it and you're going to make me look bad.
Yeah.
So you guys don't need to be thanking me. I mean, 200 shows is freaking incredible.
And our first break ever was the 2 weeks during Christmas and New Year's. And only because 200 would have been on like Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, and that would have been so stupid to waste that episode on a day like that,
No, I agree, but the fact that 200 shows, that is really, really, really something to hang your hat on and be proud of, bro.
Thank you, Vince. And Vince, I got to I'll get in touch with you, but we got a video about that thing we spoke about.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to see that, definitely, bro.
Yeah, because like I said, I'll pack up a box for you and I'll ship it out to you.
Yeah, tell Jessica, bro, like, and I think she knows this, bro. I can't deal with shit like that.
I know, she knows.
Bro, I swear to God, I am not lying to you guys. My mom passed away a couple of years ago, bro. I don't even know the date of when my mother passed away. Yeah. I can't tell you what the date was, bro, because the only way I could deal with shit like that is to like, bro, I've got to put it out.
That's the way I am too.
Well, when she told me,
block it out,
when
bro.
she told me you responded on Twitter, I was actually like taken back. I was like, really? I was like, holy shit, because I know how you feel about those things.
I just can't. I mean, bro, my mother's been dead for 2 years, and I swear to you, I have not dealt with her death because I can't.
I'm gonna be the same way.
When Jessica started to put that stuff online today, I was like, oh, bro, like I can't. I just can't.
Dude, I was reading your book last night. I started getting into it because it was in the box of books. And in the forward, you had that nice little dedication. And, I read it to her. And, of course, she started crying. But the book so far, I'm about 45, 50 pages in, and I'm loving it. So I never got a chance to read it. I'm sorry, Vince. What's the name of it again?
Forgiven.
Forgiven.
And what
That's
is it
the one.
about?
It's well, let Vince explain.
Vince, what is it?
Well, bro, when I was done with WWE, I wrote a book, and bro, it was brutal. Like I let my real feelings out, how I felt about everything and everybody. And then, bro, while I was going through the writing process, I became a Christian. So I went back and read what I wrote, and I'm like, bro, you can't say these things. But I left a lot of the stuff in the book because I wanted to show people where I was at before I became a Christian and where I was after it. And I almost wanted to show people like it was literally like two different people. So
and you have those cool little like inserts that are in a different font where he explains certain things. Like he takes a step back and kind of like breaks the fourth wall, and you know what I mean? It's really, really fucking great. Like so far that I've read. I mean, I can't imagine it's going to get bad from there.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot about there's a lot of Jeff in that book for sure, man.
Yeah, it really is, and it's called Forgiven by Vince Russo. You can find it on Amazon. It's definitely worth a read if you're into wrestling books and just faith or anything like that.
Vince, one final question: do you feel you need to write another wrestling book, or do you feel that your story is written and you've?
No, I can't, bro. Like so. Listen, my greatest achievement in wrestling, to be honest with you, was writing that book. Because first and foremost, I was a writer, and writing a book meant everything to me. Bro, it is such a long, torturous process. It takes everything out of you. I wrote another one after that, so I wrote 2 books. I don't have a third one in me.
All right, Vince, we want to thank you, brother, for everything. Obviously, russosbrand.com is our home. We love being a part of the team. We love everybody over there, and we love you, brother.
I love you guys too, man, and I mean this. I really mean this. We need to do this more often.
Absolutely, man. We're here every Tuesday night. You know that.
Yep. All right, bro.
I'll even come on if you call. If you tell.
John, I hope to see you again, bro.
I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to talk to
and
you.
Orlando, it was nice meeting you, my friend.
Vince, it was really nice meeting you. Nice talking to you, brother.
You too, guys. I'll catch up with you soon.
All
Talk to you later, bro.
Vince Russo, everybody. The boss. russosbrand.com. Head over there now. Sign up if you're not already. I couldn't even say it to him. That's like how bad I like felt just being like cutting him off because
he's a big part of why you guys were able to continue what you're doing, right? Like
he brought us to the video forefront in the YouTube world, and then he is the one who puts us out there on but what is it called? The Vince Russo's the brand. When you search it on like iTunes and Google Play,
so
or
you're
Spotify.
linked to his
Yeah,
name.
he displays our shows on his network.
So when you search our show on like a regular podcast app, you have to search Vince Russo's the brand, and then all the episodes on the brand are there. So you have Lions, Tigers, Bears, and Disco, Goldilocks. I don't know who they give away for free actually, but there's like 4 or 5 shows they give away for free. We're one of them. We're also on the pay site. But everyone's like, oh, he gives you away for free. I'm like, that's great exposure. I'm like, what are you kidding me? I'm like, you don't have to pay for our show, but you don't have to now.
In radio, you start as an intern. That's just a fact of life.
Yeah, but I'm like, you know what? If people are searching him on those apps, that's what they're going to find us. They're not going to find all his other shows. They're going to find us. They're not going to find Shane Douglas and Ben Hameen and whoever.
You know you're vaping in a pink T-shirt, right?
I get that's kind of what do you call that?
Metrosexual.
Maybe, yeah.
You know what? Let's shout out some people in the chat. First person I want to shout out in the chat is a dear friend of ours who used to be a big part of the show, used to be a big part of Unfiltered Marriage, Madalena. We love Mads. She's been a supporter from day one. Shout out Madalena. Shout out our biggest male supporter, Captain motherfucking Spaulding. The Captain Spaulding has been with us from day fucking one. That dude is loyal as shit. He's one of my favorite fucking people that I've met through doing this, and I want to thank him. Someone in the chat that everyone's probably wondering why the fuck is he in there, and you know what? We've kind of buried that. We've made a truce pact. Scott McKinnon's in the chat.
Oh,
okay, and we've been civil because he does a show called Drama Club with Mars and Dave Rose, and I'm friends with Mars and Dave Rose, and I'm kind of split because I really like those guys, and they were working with Scott and someone else that I don't Beetlejuice, and I called in, and Scott was cordial. We wished each other Merry Christmas, and
bury the hatchet.
and we both said, you know what, truce. It's a new year. Truce. Let's bury the hatchet. Put the past behind us. We don't need to be buddies or best friends or nothing, but we don't have to hate each other and be.
And Frankie, NY State of Mind 23. He also another mod.
One of my favorite people in real life.
Yes.
Not just on the show. Frankie is.
Even though he hasn't seen me in fucking 2 years, the asshole. I mean, he could
McGregor
stop
fight,
by.
Frankie. McGregor fight. Here's your invite, asshole.
Yeah.
McGregor fight. Not this Saturday, next Saturday. Be there.
Yep.
All right. But Frankie is I go way back. I mean, before Frankie was even a teenager, I go back with this kid. I love Frankie. He's a very, very close, dear friend of mine. So
right.
shout out Frankie. NF Punk. Hold on. Let me say a couple more. Doug Fox. The boys over at Foulmouth, of course. We love the Foulmouth guys. They're going to be doing the roast of Filthy in a couple weeks. So check out that. Of course, my lovely wife who supported us throughout this entire thing. She's in the chat. Phil the promoter, Adam Miles, Beer Z, Big Josh Henkel, of course. We love Big Josh. And if I'm forgetting anybody, I'm sorry, but we love you, every single person in here that has, supported us throughout this entire thing. So thank all of you guys.
All right.
So are you guys driven now that you hit 200 episodes? Like, do you have new goals? Or are you just going to keep rolling as is?
I mean, this is kind of like a.
You know what?
200
like
podcasts is huge, man. This is a big deal.
You know what? And this is going to sound cheesy because where my ambition comes from. But it's a new year, and I watched that fucking Kevin Hart thing on Netflix. Did anyone else watch that? He has this like 6-part
I've heard
series.
about it. I haven't seen it.
It's good.
It's really fucking good. And you watch how driven this guy is. And I'm watching it, and as I'm watching it, it dawned on me the only reason Super Ugly isn't where we want it to be, it's because of us.
Yeah.
We do an hour a week, one day a week.
It's not much.
We don't really do anything other than our show. So I decided this year we're going to do more. We're going to do more shows. We're going to randomly start doing pop-ups and call them super filtered. So like if this Iran thing happened tomorrow or on a Thursday, we're kind of just going to pop it on super filtered because it's typically going to be me and Jess, and it's neither super ugly or unfiltered. It's super filtered.
On location things would be good too. If there's an event happening somewhere.
Well, I see we have 1,000 subs now, so now that's a possibility. But it might go down because someone's fucking with us and keeps
Say we
adding
go to
and then
wrestling.
taking away.
We go to wrestling. We walk around the garden, interview people at the garden,
If
things
we
like
get
that.
1,000 subs and it stays there, we can go live from cell phones and shit like that.
Okay.
But right now, you can only go live from
You should
here.
just interview people when you're cutting their hair.
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually, I met
the stupidest questions ever.
I met actually
your
one of the
pants.
guys that were in remember the
Those pants are absurd.
remember the
I see every wrinkle. in
Yo,
your
those
thighs.
are my pants, and he's wearing them. They were hemmed and everything. That's how short those
you
things
guys
are.
remember a rap song called Scenario with Tribe Called Quest?
Of course, Busta Rhymes is
Okay.
fucking best verse ever.
Yes, well, it was his like introduction to
Yeah.
pretty much the rap game
Yeah.
and to the masses. There was another rapper
My
on
introduction to your bulge is those pants.
I know. Isn't it huge though?
You didn't see it
It
yet.
is huge.
No, he has underwear on.
I met one of the rappers on that song called Dinko D, and that was pretty cool. I asked him. Dinko D was part of that. He was one of the rappers in that song, along with Charlie Brown, along with
It was the leaders of the new school in
Yeah.
Tribe Called Quest.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was asking him like, what is it like to be like part of one of the best compilation rap songs ever made? And he went talking about how much of a blessing it is to be part of something like that and to be called upon like, yo, we're doing a show, come on down, and he's with legends, fucking promote, doing the song and
Yeah, but was Busta there? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Is this the one?
Super Ugly. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
It's Opie.
Holy shit. Oh,
Super Ugly Show, 200th episode. My God.
Nice.
What's going on?
Opie, I got to tell you, first of all, you're my white whale. Since I've been doing this, my whole entire existence says I have to get Opie one day on my show.
He goes, he never does anybody else's show. He never does it.
Have you ever done another podcast?
I think the answer is no.
Well, there you go.
I literally say no to everybody, but I quickly follow, people online and like major soldiers sticking up for me and being really supportive. And
I was one of them, pal, and I'll still fight for the death for you. First thing I want to say is thank you for every second of entertainment you have given me throughout the past 25 years.
Yeah, this is huge for us.
The,
200 episodes. We've been at this for 4 years now.
The Opie and Anthony show to me was a saving grace. I worked at a fucking warehouse, so from in the morning and when you guys were on in the afternoon, it was life. Like I was just Opie and Anthony got me through the fucking day. And as a loyal Opie and Anthony, old Opie and Anthony fan, I want to say this: fucking Opie and Anthony reunion. Fuck Anthony. Fuck that guy. That guy. Dude, how relieved were you when he got fired?
Wow, you learned well from me, my friend. First of all, I got to back up. What was your warehouse job? I need to know that first of all.
I was a packer, so I would just pack orders all fucking day. So when XM first came out, obviously I was day one, but I had that big boombox, and the antennas were shit. Yep. So I had to fiddle with it and find the perfect spot and then tape it down so it never moved again, just so I can get reception.
Wire was 40 feet long.
Yeah.
They put it out the window and hang. It's shooting to the sky.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, what's funny about that, when me and Anthony were sort of getting along, I mean, we didn't get along that well through the whole run, to be honest with you, but when we got fired from NEW and syndication, and we were just fucking huge, and then we had to sit out for over 2 years, and then we signed with XM, and I was trying to be optimistic. I remember, I forgot where we were coming from, but we were driving back from Jersey, and we were like stuck in tunnel traffic, getting back into the city. And I started counting the antennas on top of cars that had satellite radio. Those antennas you guys perfectly just described.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, there's one. And then 10 minutes would go by. There's two. And I remember being so depressed going, what the fuck did we do, man? But then...
then you got that first check, and you were like, whatever.
Well, it was really fucking depressing to be honest with you, and then we made it big again, but
dude, I remember listening to the first shows and just being happy that you could curse, and I remember you guys would just every other word was fuck, shit, cunt, because you were so happy you could curse.
I know.
Now
then it got ridiculous. It was like, why? Just because you could curse doesn't mean every other word should be fuck. It's like it was ridiculous.
It's got to have a point to it.
Yeah, obviously. I got a couple things I got to ask you.
I'm not blowing off your question. I mean, the fact is, when Anthony got fired, it's weird that they spun it that, I blew up O&A. I mean, in the end, Anthony did. He got fired. I mean, the fact is, even though we didn't get along, if he didn't get himself fired, we probably would have figured something out, and maybe we would have done separate shows at that point to keep the brand alive, because the brand was everything. It was insane how huge it was. Yep. And we both understood that. But with that said, I mean, when he got fired, I mean, it was time to move on, obviously, because the show at the end was nothing like the show that most people fell in love with. And
it kind of got old listening to, I fuck underage girls, I hate black people, and I own guns.
Yeah, that's not what I signed up for, to be honest with you. In the old days when we did politics, we took the piss out of politics in general on both sides. You never really knew where we kind of, fell.
But what I liked about the NEW, see, when you guys were on NEW, you pushed envelopes, and that's what made it so entertaining. When you got to satellite and you could get away with everything, it sort of lost the luster a bit, because it wasn't like there were times I had to pull over on the side of the road. I was laughing so hard because I couldn't believe what you got away with.
You know what? With satellite, the fact that you could play the Pat O'Brien tapes uncensored, the Mel Gibson shit uncensored, that was huge, because hearing them censored, it doesn't have the same impact. So,
well, you guys are both right, actually, because I remember times like, this bit doesn't work anymore because we're singing to the choir, basically, whatever that stupid saying is. I'm so tired. But basically, our super fans were the ones that were subscribed to the service. So all that shocking stuff that we were hoping that someone would just come across by flipping around their radio dial, that was long gone. So that's a perfect point that you made. But then the other side, you're right, that we were the only place where you could hear a lot of this unfiltered stuff that no other radio station, including Howard before he went to satellite, could play, like the Pat O'Brien tapes.
Yeah.
So,
Now, Opie, I have to ask you this: as you, was your most like uncomfortable? Maybe I shouldn't have done that moment when you threw the poker chips at that woman. Like, dude, I showed my wife that video and she's like, "Oh my god!" And I'm in tears, fucking laughing. I'm like, "That's the funniest fucking thing I've ever."
What is it?
Now this woman was giving gifts to the studio, awful gifts. Every single person was like, "This gift sucks."
You got it. Thank you. Set it up properly because she was a super fan and she came in and she was crazy. She was nuts, and she came in with these really lame ass gifts that I don't know where she got them from, like somebody's garage sale, So
go ahead, Opie. You tell. It's your story. You tell it better. Go ahead.
Well, then she was handing it out. I don't know who she. She gave Jimmy something, Anthony something, and then these poker chips, and she handed them over. And I don't even play cards, and I'm not into poker really. And then long story short, I threw the entire poker chip rack thing.
It was a
right
big
back
wheel.
at her.
The big wheel filled with poker. He threw this thing, and it fucking chips went. And you see Norton just go, "Oh no," because he's just like, "What the fuck just happened?" Anthony immediately starts cracking up, and Opie starts hiding his face, but he's in tears, fucking laughing, in tears.
Well, I mean, when I turned on the mic, I always felt like I was just playing like more or less a character. I mean, a lot of it was my personality, but I never felt like when I turned on the mic that the shit we were doing was like real life. I felt like anything goes to entertain, and those were the days when I did get along with Jimmy, and that I got off on the fact that I would do stuff like that just to make those guys really uncomfortable. I did a lot of that stuff just to make those guys incredibly uncomfortable and kind of squirm in their seats.
Cake stomp. Let's not bring that one up though.
Yeah, kind of like the time that remember when I stuck the dildo on the wall and Rocky's trying to take it off the wall because he couldn't.
And I couldn't reach it. Now, I wanted to ask you this, and it's kind of like a two-part thing, but kind of the same question. After you got fired,
I got a question. Was he the one with the birthday cake?
It wasn't a birthday cake. We'll get there.
You better get there.
We will. After you parted ways with Sirius because you didn't get fired, who in the staff let you down the most the way they turned their back on you, other than fat fucking piece of shit Roland? Oh no.
He hung up on you.
He's calling back.
That would have been the best thing.
It would have been great.
That guy.
I thought you just pulled an Opie on me, and I was like,
no.
I was like, oh no, but then I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I accept that because that's Opie. But all right, so back to my question.
To be honest,
go ahead. You there, bud?
That sounded
last
like
thing I heard was something about a birthday cake.
No, that was my wife. She was asking about the cake stomp thing. So who in the staff let you down the most as far as like turning their back on you? And what comic were you like, what the fuck, man? Like, because after you got let go, like I seen it, everybody's seen it. Like everyone was just like, well, he can't help us anymore. Fuck him.
Yeah, thanks for noticing that. I mean, I was the most surprised by Rich Voss. When I started the afternoon show after me and Jimmy split up, Rich was part of my little crew, and I was getting them paid. I was getting a bunch of the comics really decent money to come in. They gave me over $120,000 to spread among my friends, and Rich was one of those guys, and he would trash Jimmy, and he would say, we're not even friends anymore, and I don't like going on Anthony's show because of, the racism and this and that, but I do it because I'm scared of this, fan base. This is all true shit.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, I get, let go. I officially wasn't fired, but whatever. You get a few high-powered lawyers, and then they start seeing it how it was supposed to be, seen. But anyway, and then Voss, turns his back on me, and then
Yeah, you're kind of breaking up there. We lost you, I think. Oh, fuck. You there, bud? Maybe
Anymore.
there you go.
So then they kiss the ass of the next people that sit in the big seat.
Which is that fucking weasel who I'm sure you hate more than anybody in that fucking building, Sam fucking scumbag Roberts.
Well, I mean, this is going to sound whatever, but I've gone through a lot of self-reflection, as you guys probably have known. I don't hate anybody.
Yeah.
Because I try to move on with my life, but unfortunately, this shit comes up almost daily. But yeah, I mean, Sam is
because you guys were really close, right?
He was an intern back in the day, and he was done with his internship. I was the one that said, "Hey, man, you obviously got some potential, so keep close and keep in touch." And then when he came home from school, I was the one that invited him back and said, "Yeah, And long story short, I thought we were friends. He went on family vacations with me. He was in the hospital when my kids were born.
That's crazy.
And when Anthony got fired, that's another true story. He came running to my house to tell me that I should move on from Jimmy as well. He's toxic, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
And
so now they work together.
He knows this is true. Jimmy knows it's true. I mean, whatever. I mean, somehow they figured out a way to work together, but he knows all the shit.
Recently you took a big loss with Carl. What's the plans now with everything,
I don't know. I mean, I have a nice crew, and I'm just trying to figure out what direction to go in with the podcast.
Now, I don't know if you know. Well, I said it to you, but Carl used to come on all the time. He was a great.
Yeah.
He was.
That's the reason why I decided to call you guys.
Thank you.
Talked highly of you guys.
We
awesome,
would be doing our show, and because honestly, we just talk shit. We talk about the shit that we go through throughout the week and whatever's going on. And he would just talk with us like he was sitting down in the basement with us.
Just randomly call in. I don't know. He would randomly call me and my wife at like 1:30 in the morning just to talk. You know what I mean? Like after the restaurant or whatever. And we met him out at fucking that asshole faces fucking restaurant now, Marie. But we met him out there, and I mean, he couldn't have been nicer. He was just such a sweet, nice fucking guy that, I said before, that everyone just migrated to. Like, he was just so fucking genuine.
I don't think I've ever met anyone as more genuine than Carl. I mean, what you saw is what you got. His personality when he was doing either the radio show or my podcast, that was the guy when the mics were off. A lot of us, when you turn the mics off, you're a little different. But I think Carl was the closest to being the exact person on and off mic. Yeah.
Opie, I'm a friend of Richie and Rocky's. I come on the show semi-frequently. My name's Orlando. I run a morning show in Farmingdale, New York. I have to just say something quick because years ago, before I ever got into radio, I ran into you in Huntington. I think it was the Artful Dodger.
Get your He's on 94.3 The Shark in the morning. If you ever listen in the morning, he's Orlando.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Go ahead. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's fine. But I remember coming up to you sheepishly, asking you about radio, and then after all the jokes about run, get out of radio, I asked you, what my best bet was, and you said something that I tell interns today. You said, be at the radio station. You said, make sure that whatever they ask you to do, you do, because the more you're there, the more opportunities you'll have. I never forgot that. You're a big reason why I'm in radio in the first place, and I just remember that piece of advice will never, ever change. Would you give that advice to a kid today?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the business itself is obviously incredibly
much
tough.
different.
The whole thing is falling apart, and and I mean, I'm in a world of podcasts, and it seems like everybody thinks they could do this fucking thing, and it's ridiculous.
Somebody.
I've tuned you guys in, and I'm not like a regular listener, but when I've tuned you guys in, you absolutely keep my interest. So I'm not talking about you guys, but There's just wherever you look, someone's trying to fucking do this thing, and it's just a nightmare because most of them just cannot do it, or they do it very badly.
Now, and I'm gonna be dead honest. Everything that I've learned on like how things should kind of go, because we've basically just took your formula from Opie and Anthony and said, it's just a hangout, just do that. You know what I mean? Because me and Richie are longtime friends, but I would listen to you when you would talk about the radio shit and what works, what doesn't work, and I apply that to here. You know what I mean? Because you're fucking Opie, so why wouldn't somebody listen to you when you're talking about it?
This is basically a barbershop kind of discussion, because that's where this started from.
Because every kid today has an opinion and they think they know better.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I do want to say, because you mentioned O&A, I mean, it's obviously been influential to so many people, and and we've been an influence for just countless shows. Like, I mean, in the end, me and Anthony did 20 years. We held it together pretty well, even though we didn't even like each other. Sadly, I grew as a person. He grew as a person. I didn't want to do all that politics stuff whatsoever. Because I thought we were better just riffing off the cuff and just trying to be funny. But with that said, he has every right to change the way he wanted to do things, and that's where the tension just grew to a point where it was we couldn't return from it, unfortunately. But in the end, I hope someday I can really look back at O&A and remember more good times than bad.
Well, all you got to do is listen to the clip. I still, to this day, am on YouTube listening to old shows. The Patrice stuff never gets old.
The Mike Tyson imitations.
I can't believe I'm just bringing up Patrice now. The laugh, the Bobo situation, was that not the funniest room to be in ever? Like, I watched that still and watch Patrice, and I'm fucking crying, and I've seen it 30 times.
And if you want to know what kind of person Sam is, look at his face in that video. He's the only one not laughing or understanding like what's going on in that room for whatever reason. It was fucking creepy as shit. Basically, a lot of people, I had to be careful with that video. I put my foot up in the air, and people were like, look, that's all he does is put his foot.
You were blocking his dick, right?
I was blocking his dick because that was the whole bit. If people don't know, Patrice O'Neal, we had this guy Bobo, and we learned that Bobo, you talk about women, and he got instantly hard. And then if you started talking about his, favorite baseball team, the Mets, he would go instantly.
Soft. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
This podcast thing, it only works if works if you're having fun. If you're not having fun, like it sucks.
Yeah,
you gotta have fun.
We had Bobo, pull his pants down, and then we started talking about girls, and instantly he got erect. And Patrice is like, no fucking
dude,
way.
his howl in the beginning, the wind up to his laugh, that Yeah, but all that stuff like slowly just went away. Unfortunately, I mean.
Yeah, when the fucking party's over.
And what's weird is when people think about O&A and they're like, you guys got to get back together and all that. They don't understand that only the really good stuff is on YouTube. There was a lot of downtime in the end, unfortunately.
And it will never be the same.
What do you think? I was going to say, do you think it could survive
right
today?
Where you left off? Like, you guys, after everything that's happened, like, you can't even be in the same room, let alone, hey, let's work together again.
Let's laugh together.
Yeah, like, there's
can't
no
do that.
way, man.
But do you think you can get away with that stuff today?
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, a lot of that stuff you wouldn't be able to get away with. Well, I guess you can, because you could self-publish and all that, but... And secondly, I mean, I haven't even seen Anthony since he was let go, so it's been over 5 years. But people want to remember the good times, and they click on stuff on YouTube, and that makes me happy and all. But they forget that there was a lot of bad stuff, or a lot of stuff. To be fair to Anthony, that was much different than what I signed up for. I didn't want to sit through gun talk every day. And
well, when I would hear the Candy Crush music go off, instant fucking laughter, laughter, because I'd be like, oh, check it out.
Yeah, I talked about that.
You're breaking up again.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
I thought I just decided to try to make it funny and take a little bit of the piss out of the whole thing, but. Whatever. I guess some people were triggered.
I got one more thing I got to ask you about, because I can't imagine how you even stayed in the fucking room when he sent the wrong text to you, and he meant to send it to Jimmy, and it said, well, I believe it was fucking cunt won't even look at me.
Yeah.
How did you not just punch him in the fucking face?
Well, the sad part is, then I've learned, because a bunch of people have turned since the whole thing fell apart, and it turned out, Ant was texting the people all the time about me, because the sad part is if he would have confronted me, especially off mic, maybe we could have figured some shit out. But it would get so bad that we'd finally get a phone call and try to patch things together. But he did a lot of this stuff behind the back. He had a pal talk room, and now I'm finding because old pal talkers are coming to me and they're saying, "Man, oh no, Anthony would talk shit about you during the show all the time to the pal talk room."
That's fuck.
And then
you can't have fun with that. You can't.
No, but it's a pussy move that you can't just say it to me, because honestly, if he said it to you, you guys might have worked shit out.
I mean, he knows that, and then I also learned, just to finish the statement, that he has a lot of troll accounts that go after me. It's like it's just pure insanity, man.
I'm not on Twitter anymore, or I'd be fighting for you, brother. You know that. I got permabanned so many times. They won't let me make accounts anymore.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had a good run. Anthony wanted to really.
Yes, and he's probably saying do his own thing. And
the times he did it, he's good at it, but he was dragging us all along with him. He should have just taken off and got that position somewhere. He would have been good at it, but whatever. I do got to explain. Yeah, so he sends that text to Jimmy. I was sticking up for my brother because Anthony showed up at my brother's restaurant, F.H. Riley's in Huntington, and sorry, I'm burping. And, the people that were working, he just assumes when he walks in that everyone is going to know who he is. And it was later on in our run. The fact is, my brother had a young kid that was working there, and he didn't know who Anthony was. So Anthony had to wait for a seat and all that. And my brother Brett is like, he always takes care of people.
Can I interject real quick just to say something about Brett? I was going to a Marilyn Manson show at the Paramount right next to the restaurant. And Brett, I was talking to him because he saw, the interactions we were having and how I was a trooper and everything. And I told him, I was like, hey, I'm going to come down. It'd be great to meet you and say hi. He told me, he was like, dude, when you get here, ask for Brett. Tell the manager to ask for Brett. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to hook you up with a seat, yada, yada, yada. I ended up getting really sick. We went to the concert anyway. It was my daughter's first concert. But I ended up getting super sick. So I was like, dude, sorry, I can't make it down. But he couldn't have been nicer to a stranger. I'm a stranger. And he couldn't have been nicer and more accommodating and more nice to somebody that he didn't have to do that at all. So whatever shit Anthony was saying, it's false, because I can attest to Brett taking care of a stranger, someone that he doesn't even know.
Well, I mean, maybe whatever. I can't be in Ant's head, but he was getting mad that he had to wait, and then the service wasn't the best because they were slammed that night, and then he just starts live tweeting his experience at FH, and he's trashing my brother's restaurant, and I work with this guy. So then I didn't know what the fuck to do, and then I came in that Monday, and I'm like, how do I even fucking do a show with this guy? Because now he's attacking my family,
Yeah.
It's one thing to have a problem with me, but it's like, my brother needs that restaurant for his livelihood. I don't need a radio show, but my brother certainly needed the restaurant, and he had no problem trashing
that's fucked up.
my brother's joint, and my brother bent over backwards for him over the years. He knows all that shit.
Which the food there is amazing, by the way, and it's in Huntington, the heart of Huntington, on Main Street for all you Long Islanders. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Hope. I'm sorry.
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah,
because that's there's somebody did that to my business. I've owned barbershops my whole life. That's just I work hard.
For a friend to do it, or a so-called friend, or at least a coworker.
I work hard to keep to keep those businesses up, and somebody like that could really fucking hurt you. I mean that's a big influence.
All right.
You think one half of the O&A show is trashing your brother's restaurant? How that could have a huge
That's so fucked.
livelihood?
Yeah.
That's bad, man.
I should have got in his face and said something, but I didn't know what to say, so I was really fucking pissy, really pissed. And the show's about to begin, and I see my phone, go off, like someone sending me a text, and it says, something like the little cunt won't even look at me.
Yeah. And
I looked at Anthony like, what the? I go, is this for me? And then he panics and he throws his pal Jimmy under the bus. No, it's Jimmy. Jimmy, he's in a bad mood today, or whatever the hell he said. I don't know exactly. And I'm looking, I'm like, now you're throwing Jimmy under the bus to try to save your ass? And it was so obvious it was for me. I walked out and I quit. And, you know, XM was trying to get a hold of me because the show was obviously huge for them at the time. I'm like, fuck this. I can't work with a guy that's, you know, trashing my brother's restaurant. So, you know, I finally, you know, Mel Karmazin, who's like massively big in our business. He's kind of retired right now, but, you know, he personally called me and said, get your fucking ass in here. Because I refused to answer anybody's calls. I'm like, that's it, man, you know? And then he basically said, you know, refused to let me quit and promised, you know.
Fuck. Hello. Oh.
Yeah. You know what it is?
a bad signal.
He's in a sky rise.
Make it work.
Yeah.
You know, and has his own issues with me. I'm not trying to sit here. It's like, you know, it was all Anthony. But, I mean, what drives me nuts since this whole thing is broken up is the fact that I don't think he's taken any responsibility for any of this. Yeah. None of it.
No.
Which is amazing to me. It's like, let me tell you all the things, you know, Opie has done wrong. There's like hundreds of hours on YouTube of him just trashing me.
The fucking Greg Shells thing was ridiculous.
Yeah, they just got to fucking keep it moving.
People were scared shitless, you know, when Anthony or Jimmy would act up. So for them to project that on me, like, you know, I was the only one that the staff was scared of is completely ridiculous.
Well, Jimmy can be...
If Jimmy didn't get his way, he would pout.
You would hear it on air. You would hear him throw his little fits on air. And not for nothing, ever since the end of all this, like, watching Jimmy now, like, I've really been turned off on him. I still think he's a funny stand-up, but, like, there's, like, this pompous and arrogance about him all of a sudden that I look at and go, dude, do you forget why you're here, though? Like, Dice brought you out, but Opie and Anthony fucking made you. Opie made you. Like, without Opie of the Opie and Anthony, there is no Jim Norton getting an hour HBO special. There just isn't.
I really believe now that I've had years to reflect that, you know, I think Jimmy played both of us. I mean, maybe someday Anthony will realize that too. But, you know, he
that should
he took
happen all the
advantage of
time.
the fact that me and Anthony weren't getting along.
Divide and conquer.
This is an ugly business, and there's no positions in this business. But you have to make your own.
The two guys in Opie and Anthony's seats right now are fucking two scumbags in my eyes. Like, they both did everything in their power to sneakily get that position.
But that's how you get ahead in this. I'm not justifying it.
No, I know, but they didn't earn it. And, like, we watched it happen in real time. And you look at someone like Sam and you go, you fucking little weasel. This motherfucker made you an intern, brought you back, and literally gave you your fucking career.
But don't be shocked by it.
But his first on-air show was because Opie was like, yeah, we'll give you an hour at night. You and fucking Dave, or you and Than. And to sit there and now turn your back on this man, when honestly, there's no reason for Sam to turn his back on you that anyone is aware of. Maybe behind the scenes there was something, but I mean the fact.
Oh God, no!
But the fact that
I gave him every break he could imagine.
Exactly, and that's
God,
that's
no.
why
that's what he's saying.
I know.
This is the shit
But look, if I got fired tomorrow, I would lose 99% of my friends. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've trained. Listen, I've trained like 20 barbers that are successful today that completely don't
Trash
even
you.
acknowledge
Or
me
trash you.
or trash me, and I taught them how to cut hair. It's just the way. It's the way of the world, man. These people are fucked up. They don't care how they got there. They don't
There's
care
no
who
loyalty.
taught them, who
There's
showed
no
them.
loyalty.
There's nothing. There's nothing.
Yeah, you guys kind of crapped out there. Sorry.
I said I've taught numerous, like 20 people how to cut hair, and they're complete strangers to me. They act like they don't know who I am.
Name one.
And I've literally
names.
gave them their future and how they make their money today.
Yeah.
You know, it's the way of the world. You know.
I mean, you gotta kind of like fix yourself and look at what you contributed to the whole situation. I've reflected and done all that. The one thing I'll leave you guys with is the fact that, you know, maybe one day they could take some responsibility for you know, the insanity and the craziness that was going on in that studio for many years before the whole thing fell apart.
Yeah.
You know.
What I've taken from it is I got to do me and do me the best I could and just keep it moving, man. You know.
Yeah.
That's
wear better pants.
And wear better pants.
Where's Jessica? Jessica, by the way.
Oh, let me get Jess. She's watching. Come down, baby.
Yo, and Opie,
She's
next,
coming.
Next time you got to come and we got to do a regular hangout show. You know, no,
When he's at the beach house, come by.
yeah, no, like interview type of shit.
Now you're getting a little crazy, bro.
You know, no, just to hang out. I mean,
just come on. We got dinner and shit.
Yeah, you know, we're sitting there asking them fucking interview
I'm
questions.
gonna mark out again.
Opie knows you, and he specifically said, "Where's
Sniff your
Jessica?"
underwear.
Wait a minute. Wait, I'll
Yeah.
talk in this one.
Give me a headphone so she can hear.
Any headphone?
Go ahead.
One ear?
Go ahead.
All right.
Take 'em off.
All right. I was listening to him upstairs because.
First of all, hold on.
Wait.
First of all, I would stop by because I don't know if you know this, but my
We just called in because
my career is taking a hit.
No, dude, I know you got to be close at the beach you're at because I kind of have an idea of the area you're in. You're only about 25 minutes from where I'm at. I'm right by Ronkonkoma train station.
Oh, beautiful. All right. I mean, one of these days, you know, I'll see a tweet or Instagram and go, fuck it, I'll stop by.
Wait, forget about all them for a second. Oh, let me just say that I have for the last 8 years heard nothing about your show, and when we started to connect, I said to Rocky, I'm like, you know, well, if you like him, I want to like him too. So I'm going to send him an email and tell him, hi, I want to be friends. And he was like, do what you want. And I feel like even with Carl, like I kind of reached out and him and I built a friendship. I mean, you talked through email, but you know, you're an awesome dude. And I love that you both support each other. And I don't know, I just appreciate you. And your brother's restaurant, might I add, delicious food. It was delicious.
Yeah, he works really, really hard. And, you know, the time we talked about, but the time Ann took those shots was just like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? I knew that day that, you know, as much as we had all these problems, that whole thing was gonna just.
They try to find things,
implode.
anything that could hurt you, and your brother and his business and your family, and you know, Chef Carl, anything that could hurt you, they'll go for. But just so you know, it does not matter. We still love you, and we matter. So.
Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
Of course. Did you get my email?
No.
Does the fish? All right. Does this make any sense? I had a dream about Carl, and I had sent you an email. I know you get probably thousands, right? So in my dream, I'm a hairdresser. That's what I do, and Carl cooks. So for some reason, I'm doing a haircut, and he's behind me cooking. So I turn around, he looks at me, and he's got like this plank. It looks kind of like a surfboard, but really small, and he's got meat on it. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm cutting hair. What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm cooking." And he goes, "What do you have later?" And I'm like, "Oh, I got a haircut at 1 o'clock." He goes, "For who?" I'm like, "Your brother. Your brother's coming here." And he goes, "My brother, he can't talk to girls. I'm gonna come with him because he does not know how to talk to you." And I'm like, "Whatever you want to say, Carl." And he goes, "Well, you know what? The fish aren't going to catch themselves."
Yeah.
And I don't know
You
what
never
that
heard that
meant.
saying?
No, but does that mean something to you?
He's gonna pick up a check.
Of course. Not me personally, but
try.
well, I mean, I'm a fisherman, but basically, you know, anyone that wants to fish with me, I know damn well they're not going to catch any fish because they don't know how to do it. So basically, he was.
I just didn't know if maybe like he was saying that
it
for a reason.
In a nice way.
He was saying, "My brother can't get you, so I'm gonna try to get you
Yeah,
for him."
exactly.
Oh,
But-
right. I just thought of you, Opie, because I'm like, the fish doesn't catch themselves. Maybe that's something I have to tell Opie. So
Because
I
she
emailed
knows you're
you.
a big fisherman, so she thought there was like a connection to the
It's like
fishing.
another way of saying his dick's not going to suck itself.
Well, I told on my podcast, but it didn't go over well
Being
because
honest.
everyone was drunk and we were like at La Cabana for one of the memorials. But I told a story. I'm embarrassed to tell you guys, but you know, I'm a meditator and stuff like that. I'm a bit more spiritual these days. But anyway, with that said, after Carl died, I was meditating and I was deep in meditation. And next thing you know, it felt like someone hit me on the side of the head with 2 fingers, like tap tap, and it freaked me the fuck out. I came right out of meditation going, what the fuck was that? And to your point, Jessica, that's something Carl absolutely wanted to do to me when I was acting up and being silly and making him situations. He would have taken those 2 fingers and hit me on the side of the head.
Right.
I've never experienced anything like that. I'm not one of these like I don't know. I don't know what I
I
believe,
meditate
guess.
often. I'm a yogi, so I get it. I
Yeah.
know what you're saying.
Yeah, but I don't get it. I don't want to be the one like, oh, that's a sign for Carl. It's so obvious.
But it was.
I'll say this. I was really, really freaked out.
Yeah,
really freaked out. Like, what the hell was
I woke
that?
up and I'm like, were you just in my... I woke up Rocky. I'm like, I just dreamt of Carl. I have to let you know right now. I mean, he would call me, though, sometimes 2 in the morning. I'm in bed with Rocky, and my phone would go off, and it's a Skype or something. He's going, call me. I'm like, Carl, Rocky and I are sleeping. He's like, well, you need to get up. You got to come to Manhattan right now. I'm like, I'm not coming to the fucking city. But he was just that person, and I don't know. I think of you whenever I think of him, and the dream made me think of you because the fish, and we love you, and that's it. That's all.
All right, on. I do want to say this about Carl because you brought him up. So, you know, and you got to remember, I mean, there was a 20-year run with O&A, and there was a lot of years, you know, the show worked, but whatever. But near the end, you know, those guys did everything they could to kind of like just push me out, and which is weird because at that point they should have just, you know, moved on without me and started something. And at the time, it probably would have been successful. But for some reason, they needed me around, but they didn't.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
It pops in.
And the one thing, you know, that I'll almost get choked up, but Carl made me funny again, made me confident again.
He was what you needed. He was what you needed in your
I
steps.
think he was like a breath of fresh air for you. It was just, it was so refreshing to have someone not have a motive, not have an agenda.
Like unconditional love.
Yeah.
Dude, we just had fun doing that podcast. I mean, it was starting to really take off too, but we just, I mean, if it was really successful and, you know, a lot of money came pouring in, that would have been awesome. Obviously, I'm not stupid, but it was so obvious. We just liked doing it and just laughing like idiots. Like every time I would just turn that stupid mic on and just start laughing with the guy. And, you know, there were times near the end of O&A, you know, when you do a show that revolves around being funny and comics and stuff, you know, there are times you just know the line you fire out is funny. And then other times you're not sure. And that's sort of comedy in a nutshell. There were times I would say this shit on the show, and I'm like, holy fuck, you motherfuckers are purposely not laughing at this shit at this point and doing everything you can to just knock me down. And I'll never forgive them for that.
But you're better now.
Huh?
But we're better now.
But they would sit there and downplay his role,
them,
and they would
though.
be like, "Oh, he's a button pusher." It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
He's not even
Like,
a button
like
pusher.
what the fuck? How do you just negate the literal first name of the fucking show and sit there and
Wow.
try to discredit everything you've built?
You know, when they're alone, they know it. Both those guys know what I did for them. I handpicked Anthony. I handpicked Jimmy. Jimmy didn't even want to hire Anthony at the time, but me and Anthony weren't getting along. And I hello? What was that?
That was just a little computer noise.
Oh, okay. But they know what I did for them, and I handpicked, you know, Anthony, handpicked Jimmy, handpicked Sam. I handpicked so many people that people know and love from that show. It was my great.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just a Skype.
Because Rocky's panicking. It's okay. It's okay.
Just a noise. It's all right.
But anyway, you know, this was my vision way back when I was at BAB. Like I knew I wanted to develop a show like this, and I was looking for, you know, the right people, and, you know, at the time and for many years it was Anthony and it was Jimmy, you know, and then for them to turn around and try to negate the fact that the show in the beginning was my vision that I built from nothing is just so stupid, you know. But by the end of the show, I wasn't really contributing much. At that point, it was just, you know, just trying to get through the days, unfortunately.
Opie, babe, I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to go up, let the boys finish, but thank you for talking to me. I will continue to email you secretly, and we'll talk later. Bye.
Secretly, maybe you get a boob pic.
Ooh, it'll be your boob. Harry will.
Rocky's boob.
Yeah.
I love that your wife doesn't own a coat or a sweater or a long sleeve shirt.
It's just cleavage.
Girls are always out, baby. That's the way I like it.
It's just like it's middle of winter. She's walking around her house with just a tank top on. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I just seen some lady got kicked out of McDonald's for breastfeeding a puppy. Did you guys see this?
I saw that.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And that's still not as obscene as how tight your pants are.
Yeah, that's true.
They're extremely tight, all right?
Yeah, Richie's wearing extremely tight and very short sweatpants.
I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Aren't baggy
All right.
sweatpants the best? Like, who wears fucking tight, fucking short sweatpants?
Wants to show off his dick.
I got nice legs.
He's got a huge hog though, so he wants to show his dick off to everybody.
Yeah. When you have old ladies looking down at your pants, I mean, it's pretty cool.
They're probably making fun of you.
There's 3 other men here, Rich.
Yeah, there's no
They
girls
think
here
you like
other than my
other men.
wife and my young daughters.
Yeah.
I
You scared
see what the
of
next segment is going to be on your show.
No, that's horrible.
We're doing a circle jerk, except Richie's the only one getting jerked. All 3 hands will fit though.
I could do a chin up on that thing. No joke. That thing.
It's fucking
There you go.
stupid.
All right, listen, guys, I got to go. I got to go check out World War III on TV.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Yeah, what's
Opie.
going? Yeah, we're trying to ask.
We're
what
not
the
going to
fuck is
ask
going
him.
on.
Opie, I just want to say you have no idea what this means to me, dude. This is like I
like
can't
meeting
even
Mickey
explain
Mantle.
it.
That's
Yeah,
it, right?
it really is. It's like meeting Michael Jordan and Mickey Mantle and getting to talk to him and bullshit. This
Thanks, bro.
means the world, dude. And I want to thank you so much, not only for this, but like I said in the beginning, for all the entertainment you've given me over the years. Like I can't thank you
And
enough.
for Carl.
Thank you for being an
Awesome.
inspiration, my friend. Seriously.
Oh, right on. No, I got to return the favor because the older I get, I'm trying to be more appreciative. And I've seen you defend me. I've seen your wife defend me, and I know Carl talked highly of you. And I'm trying to support the people that support me. So
That really means a
thank you,
lot.
you guys. All right.
Yes.
Thanks, bro.
All right, brother. Opie Radio, everybody. Go subscribe to the podcast now.
Thanks, Ope. Bye bye.
All right, guys.
All right. Bye, Ope.
All right.
Bye bye, man.
Did I keep my cool, guys? Did I keep my cool?
You were pretty. You were
You
like
started
you
geeking out.
were like almost. You were really geeking.
Yeah,
You
but
were mocking.
Richie's
Honestly,
erection
You
was
didn't
bothering
even.
me.
You were like asking like somebody going, "Hey, like
Well, because
how was it
no,
working
but
for
you have
Vince
to,
McMahon?"
But you have to remember this. But the first time you
I
talked
know,
to
it-
Russo, you were the same way.
Not
but
me,
you have to
dude.
remember
I'm
this.
cool.
I've had 25 years of questions in my head. You know what I mean? Or
No,
20
it's-
years of questions
it's
in my
totally
head.
understandable.
That I'm
We
like,
got 24 of them out.
Yeah, well, we
Yeah,
got a
and a
good
half.
amount of them. But
and a half because he gave out that one time.
Dude, that was absolutely fucking incredible.
Yeah,
Like
that
he
was cool.
said, he can't even remember another show he's ever called. And fuck, I forgot to ask Ronnie B. No big deal. But he's never even done another podcast. And the fact that he's going to do fucking our little show from Long Island is fucking incredible and just shows, the type of guy that he is. Like, you'll never get Anthony doing a show like this. You'll never get Jim Norton doing a show like this.
I'm a DJ. I wanted to be a DJ because of him. I basically got to meet Babe Ruth.
Yeah, like, dude, it's
pretty cool.
It
Can't
really
thank
is.
you guys enough for letting me be a part of it.
This
I mean,
is
that's
the coolest
insane.
moment on Super Ugly Show for me ever. Like, this is just incredible.
Well, we've had a couple of them, but this is
Yeah,
awesome.
but that, I mean, like,
No, I know.
I mean,
but-
Rich, that's the blueprint for why any of us are here.
Yeah.
I mean, he. It's like the same. He listened to the guy for 25 years. I mean,
John, I used to leave that job when I was a security guard at William Floyd High School, making sure the school didn't run away. We'd meet at the gym, and we'd be talking about what we heard on Opie and Anthony on the way in.
I never really listened to them. I gotta be honest.
Yes,
he
you
was
did.
a Howard guy. No, he's a Howard guy, and that's fine.
No, but like that was totally cool, and I respect everything. You get you through that whole thing for like all those years. Like listen, like even him, like I'm sure, like it's nice to hear.
Well, you know what it is?
Like-
Like when you listen to a show like that, and I would literally listen for all 4 hours when they were doing 4 hours. These people kind of like, it's weird to say, but kind of like become your friends because you're listening to them every day. You're hearing them talk every day. You're learning about their lives, their personalities. You know what I mean? And obviously, they're not friends, but you're with them every day. Every
Well,
day there's Opie and Anthony.
That's like
and-
you. That's like you with the people. Like they talk to you when you see, like they know him, and he's like, oh, like I don't, not like you're taken back a little by it.
Yeah. Super Ugly Show.
It's like a nice thing.
Hello,
Yo, what's up? It's Bobby J. What's going on, guys?
Bobby J. What up, brother?
How are you, man? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my man. Congratulations on the engagement.
Thank you, bro.
You got engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm joining you in hedonism.
Nice.
Yeah, brother.
Who's the lucky guy?
Richie in his pants.
Yeah, Bobby. We're letting everybody know Richie has the tightest and shortest pants ever. They barely cover his shins. For some reason, they're really short. Too.
Yeah. I got a pair of skinny sweatpants on.
So, Bobby, I see you're going to be working with Inspector Deck. That's got to be fucking huge.
Oh man, yeah. Well, kind of crazy. Right before I just called you. So I'm supposed to open up this show next week for this group Czarface. That's Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang Clan, and this guy Esoteric. I don't know if you guys are familiar with 7L and Esoteric from like back in the days, but they got this group Czarface, and they're I'm supposed to open up for them next week, but it looks like the show is going to get postponed to either February or March because there's a Wu-Tang show that conflicts with it. So,
but it's still going to happen.
Figure out, huh?
But it's still going to happen.
Yeah, I'm still going to open for them, but it's just the date's going to be changed. So I'm trying to figure some stuff out now. It's kind of a pain in the ass because my boy Kwame was supposed to fly in and do it with me. So I'm kind of rearranging some stuff right now.
Yeah. Now I haven't really spoken to you since the album has come out, and I've been sucking your dick on Instagram, and I'm going to do it right now. The fucking album is front to back, and I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass because you're on. It's front to back fucking good, man. Like I'm not bullshitting. Every single fucking track on there, and every time I listen to it, there's a new one where I'm like, ooh, now this is my favorite one. Like right now, the one with you and Kwame, where you guys go back and forth. It's the return of the
yeah, the return,
dude.
Thank you, man.
The way you guys flow with each other on that song is just fucking incredible. I mean, obviously Walter White, fucking.
I was just telling these guys. Wait, actually, do you know a DJ called Richie Ruckus?
Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah,
that's our friend from out here.
Yeah, Richie Ruckus. I cut his hair. I've known Richie for a long time. He was like, oh, I'm gonna go out there to do his video shoot. I was like, oh shit, I think we were.
Bobby invited us that same day.
Yeah,
he invited us to come out there.
But
yeah, he was. I did. He's at what's it called? He's at Stony Brook. Yeah,
90.1.
Yeah, man. I went on his show. Him and Digital.
Yes.
Holy shit, man. I had a great time over there too. Their show goes till like 5 in the morning.
I might go on there tonight. Fuck it. I should go
Richie's
there.
trying to get me to go there on a Tuesday night start at midnight. I'm like, dude, I got work in the morning.
He wants me to like co-host him and shit, but I keep fucking forgetting to go down there, and I don't know. I got to go over there.
You're gonna be like B-Rabbit. Richie's gonna walk in there. His wife's gonna be banging some black guy in the next studio.
Don't walk into a college campus with those pants.
The party. Bro, that shit is far, man. When I did the show, I stayed overnight because it was like.
Oh, that's like an hour and a half trip for you, right?
Yeah.
Hour and a half about.
Man. What is you rock? Obviously Rockaway, right?
Yeah, well,
that's like an hour.
I sure hope so. Or his
minutes.
name doesn't really make sense.
It's like out there. It's like exit 20.
But Summer Classics is the album. When it released,
I have it on the screen.
Right, great.
Here.
When it released a few months ago, I mean, immediately I copped it, and I was just like, "This is just so refreshing to hear fucking real hip hop again."
Yeah. You know, I met Richie Ruckus brought by Dinko D from Scenario.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I don't think he knows who he is. I think he was just like, yeah, it's cool.
he was one of the guys in the song, along with Charlie Brown and the rest of the guys that you do know.
He was. He wasn't Fife, Q-Tip, or Busta Rhymes.
Yes, he was. Or Charlie Brown. He was the other guy.
Was Snoopy with him?
So yeah, that was pretty cool.
It's a classic song, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. It absolutely is. So what's on the horizon? I mean, obviously the album's done, and I'm not going to ask when's the next album because it takes time. But we're gonna have any singles coming out, new singles, shows.
Well, actually, the next project is done. I'm actually just trying to put together, all the videos and like get the rollout ready for it. But I have a project that I'm calling Endless Summer. That's produced by Static Selector. So that's going to be an EP that I'm putting out probably within the next month and a half, 2 months. I'm just trying to get all the, the videos and everything done for it, just to have everything in the stash before I actually start the rollout of how I'm going to release it. Because with the last album, I kind of just put it out there and, was scrambling to get everything done. I want to have everything done before I really start the rollout and promotion and all that shit. So,
all right. Well, when you can you drop off a song so we could maybe premiere
be
it
exclusive, the premiere?
Yeah, I'll send you the whole thing, man. I'll send you the whole thing early. Just I'll let you know, when you could start playing stuff. I mean, obviously,
we'll play one song at the end of our
We're gonna get
episode
thrown off YouTube, copyrighting his stuff.
No, we won't, right?
You get the music early, man. I'll give you. I'll do it like I did the last album. I'll send you a download link, and you guys can you guys can all have an early copy. You know what I mean?
All right, cool.
Yeah, Bobby, we appreciate you so much. I don't want to keep you too long because we got like 50 million people calling in, and I just appreciate you calling in. And I wanted to, actually tell you how much I love the fucking album. What's the bar one? What's the title of the bar one? Because that one's probably my favorite on the album.
Maintain.
Maintain.
Yeah, Maintain.
Dude, but you know why? Because I listen to that and I'm like, yep, been there a million fucking times at the local bar in my neighborhood. And the way you fucking tell that story, I don't think anybody cannot relate to that shit if you've been to your local bar, So
exactly, man. I wanted to make it like something that is like local. I mean, a lot of the shit I make is like, how do I tell a story about something locally that people that aren't from here can relate to, try to relate it back to other people's experiences. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that goes on in Rock. Like in my opinion, Rockaway Beach could be anywhere America, you know what I mean? And that's why I talk so much about the neighborhood, because there's so many parallels between here and other places. Like, I'm sure where you grew up in Long Island is very similar. So, that was a song that I wanted to make almost like, it's kind of like, and I don't want to compare it to this song because it's such a classic, but it's kind of like inspired by like a Piano Man. It's that like depressing bar scene.
I think I said that to you when I brought up that song. I was like, it reminds me of like a hip hop version of Piano Man.
Yeah, that's kind of the inspiration for it. You know what I mean?
You want to hear something blasphemous? My oldest daughter doesn't like Billy Joel, and she lives on Long Island.
I hate Billy Joel, and I live on Long Island.
What? What the fuck?
Get the fuck out of the way. Out.
Yeah, but he's got a cool picture with him photobombing.
Why? He's one of the greatest songwriters ever.
No, he's not. He's a schmaltzy fucking...
You have some personal thing that you don't
No,
like
I don't. I never understood the appeal of Billy Joel. It's not rock.
It's fun.
Almost Broadway tune-ish.
But it's Long Island.
Fun, man.
Oh, God, I
It's
can't
Long
stand it.
Island.
I never
the
could.
exact same argument on Thanksgiving Eve with my friend Paul, man. Like, he hates Billy Joel, and I love Billy Joel.
Yeah, he's great. How could you
I'm not saying you can't like him.
Dude, he's got a pit. I'm not even kidding.
Wait, I know why. You're a Springsteen guy. That's why.
No, but it's not the Bloods and
Oh,
the
yeah,
Crips.
he's a huge
Yes, it is.
Springsteen
And
guy.
that's why. And yes, because there's an ongoing battle of Springsteen versus Billy Joel.
No, there's
forever.
not.
There
You
is.
made that up.
No,
I've
there
heard that
is.
before. You don't like Billy Joel because you're a Springsteen
See,
guy.
if you've heard it before, I didn't make it up. It's a thing.
Yeah, no, they've listened to your Super Ugly Show for 200 straight episodes and heard that fucking nonsense. That's what happened.
That is why.
No,
It has to be.
It has nothing
I
to
see-
do with
And
that.
you know what? You're not going to like this,
I
but
like
I
Paul-
think Springsteen stinks.
I like Paul McCartney and John Lennon. I'm not allowed to like two Beatles?
You can. Yeah.
Okay, but this particular thing I can't?
Yeah, I don't like Springsteen, though.
I know
so
plenty of
fair
people that
enough.
like Billy Joel.
I'd rather
and Bruce
listen to
Springsteen.
Eddie and the Cruisers than Springsteen. How do you feel about that?
Whoa.
John Cafferty is pretty much Bruce Springsteen, but
Yeah,
that's
but
fine.
I'd rather listen to John Cafferty.
I'd rather listen to Rush
You're not,
than
you're not
Springsteen.
fucking hurting me in any way.
I'd rather listen to
I
Nickelback.
just don't. I would listen to Nickelback over Billy Joel.
Stop
I would.
it.
I would totally
No,
fucking
you
listen to
wouldn't.
Nickelback.
No,
Yes, I
you-
would.
No, you, stop.
Billy, it's schmaltzy garbage.
I'm sorry you have to hear this, Bobby. I'm sorry.
Hey, man, that's the perennial argument right there. Bruce and fucking Billy Joel.
And it's that Jersey Long Island fight that's been going on forever too, which always makes me laugh because it's like, Jersey, you're a state. The fact that you're fighting two counties and two boroughs, you lose. Like,
Yeah.
we're not a state. We're part of a state, and you're battling us. So that's your loss.
Long Island's fucking heavy though.
Yeah.
We fucking hold our own.
Fuck yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, we do.
What do you say? We're the little city of the brother.
Yeah.
With the
We're the real sixth borough.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you see, we're the minority that represents most of New York. Like, you say New York, you're not going to think Western New York somewhere way the fuck
Upstate,
out
yeah,
there.
no.
In Jersey, it's split into factions already. You have North Jersey, South Jersey, the shore. They don't have an identity. We might be the minority,
Yeah.
but we represent what most people think New York is.
Okay. Yeah.
And South Jersey's like basically Philly too.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
South Jersey's Philly.
And we all know about Philly.
I love Philly.
Do you?
Oh,
Oh, I hated that city.
Yo,
They
Philly,
would crucify you with your pants.
dude. Philly is fucking one of the last places that still look like it was in the 70s.
That's true.
Like Philly's holds its origin so
I just
well.
went through Brooklyn the other day. Brooklyn is still holding
No,
it down.
no, it
yeah,
doesn't.
no.
Brooklyn's a different place.
No. Certain parts of
Dude.
Brooklyn still look the same, man.
Brooklyn is so different now than it was in the 90s. Not even close.
Right.
Dude, Philly is still Philly from the 70s.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Have you driven through Bed-Stuy lately?
Not in the past year.
Billy
or
Joel
so,
drove
but-
through it alone.
Yeah, he did. All right, Bobby,
On a
I hate
motorcycle
to
in
rush
the
you
rain.
off, but we got like 50 million people trying to call in, and I just wanted to thank you for all your support throughout this whole time and let you know how much I love the album. Summer Classics, everybody.
That's fucked up. Why are you kicking them off?
Because we have 50 million people still trying to call in.
Nah, man, dude, thank you. I think I could legitimately say you were like the first person to really, show me love. So I appreciate you guys, man.
Of course.
Seriously. And it seems like the show's really picking up momentum, man. So right back at you. Congratulations.
Yeah, we'll
Thank
talk to you soon,
Bobby.
bro.
Bobby, McGregor fight. The invite's open, bro. Come through.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yo, Bobby, I'm gonna hit you up on Instagram. Richie the Barber, hit me back. All right.
All right.
All right. I'll hit
All
you
right.
up now. I'll
Bobby
see you,
J,
bro.
everybody.
Later.
All right,
Bye-bye,
later,
man.
Bobby.
Thank you.
Summer Classics. Go cop that album.
Bye-bye.
Google Play, iTunes, wherever you get it. All right, let's
Later, Bobby.
let's get one more in. Let's see if we had other people. If you were calling in before, call in now. Sorry, obviously I'm not bumping Opie for some random phone number, and I'm not bumping Bobby J for some random phone number. So now,
Yeah,
if you
go
want to
ahead.
call in,
Call
call in.
in.
All right.
Basically, he's saying he likes you, but
Oh,
not that
here
much.
we go. Who do we got now?
Here we go. What do we got? What do we
Super
got?
Ugly Show.
Good evening. I'm calling to tell you about this special offer I have for you today, my friend.
It's pretty funny.
What do you got? Solar
Look,
warranty.
Look, the other day you applied for the 7-Eleven. I have the $16 per hour. I'm calling to tell you that you are more than welcome to come and join the team.
Awesome. I can't wait. All right. Well, do I get a free shirt at least too?
Or Slurpee.
Yeah, I want Slurpees.
No, you will get a tip from me. Keep doing what you are doing. Fuck Joe Cronin.
Oh, come on. We don't need to do that.
Yeah,
All right, now
man.
talk in your regular voice. Who is this?
All right, let me go back to my regular voice. Look, man, you're a lot better than that sitwad.
All right.
All right. We're not- we're like-
Wait, who is
come on.
this?
Yeah, we don't want to attack Joe.
Well, we're not attacking
you're not
Joe.
attacking
This guy
Joe.
is. Who are you?
I know, but like
who
he's
is
in the
it?
chat and it's Joe trying to be nice and this guy. And
Oh,
they're, like,
this is
trolling him.
SC Steve apparently.
He got it. Hey.
There we go.
So
All right.
what's your deal, Steve? What's going on?
He's a drama club guy.
Long story short, Cronin's the shitbag. You guys are much better than him. And let's go back to Dirty Jersey. Somebody made a comment about Jersey.
Where are you from?
Jersey.
Jersey, brother. North
Nice.
Jersey.
Yeah, how do you guys think that you're battling with Long Island when you're a state and we're a couple counties and boroughs?
Yeah, I fucking hate Guidos. That's all I gotta say.
How do you feel about Billy Joel?
Yeah, but the whole Guido thing's dead. There's no Guidos out here anymore.
When Long Island, we're not Queens. Just Guidos, Long Island.
Yeah, Queens.
Queens. Queens
Staten
are no
Island.
Guidos. Come on.
No,
You're
Queens
crazy.
does have Guidos. A lot of Greeks out there,
Long
too.
Island.
A lot of Jews. A lot of Jews.
Yeah, a lot of everything out there, actually.
Seems like a
It's a
lovely
mixed
human being.
place.
It's not mixed.
Guys,
It's
just-
very
I don't
segregated, but there's different groups in those segregated
know.
areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a section
That's-
for everybody. It's like the lunchroom in high school. You got these ones over here, these ones over there. How are you?
Yeah, you got one dog looking that way, the other one looking that way, and the guy in the middle saying, "What do you want from me?"
Yeah.
You know.
You got the sticks in one corner, you got the tinks in the other, you know.
So
That's it.
tell us the story. What do you got?
Well, I don't want you guys too much, but when I do, I'm here for the boobs. But other than that, you guys are great. I'm glad.
Why don't you just
John
watch
is
porno?
back. He's quiet, but
Your
Well,
wife,
Rich, your pants are pretty fucking
Yo, who's
pornographic
boobs?
right now.
She's here for.
Yours. Take your shirt off, bro.
John's a double B.
I lost interest in that guy.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, well,
Oh my God.
What a tool.
What the fuck is that? Oh my God. So yeah, quite a fucking show. 200th episode.
I'd rather listen to fucking my ears getting blown out. Not fucking. Well,
So, oh my God.
I'm only kidding. You were great.
What kind of shirt do you got there? What is that?
Sure.
Villain?
That's not a Roots of Fight, is it?
It's like a fucking. I don't know.
So what have you been doing lately? Anyway, I haven't seen you or heard from you.
Nothing.
You still working?
Yeah. Holiday season, you know.
What did you do for New Year's?
I slept.
Really?
Yeah, fucking look at my head.
Oh, what happened?
I smashed it with a fucking door on my car in accident.
Really?
Yeah.
You are the most accident-prone
Dude,
human
I
being.
full blast I had my hands full, and I didn't move like an idiot. Bashed me in the head.
What, the back?
The front, yeah, the back hatch. Full
Oh,
blast.
no.
I was like seeing stars for a second.
Yeah, why did you
I
do
had
that?
Stitches. I didn't do it on purpose.
Rich, he's been
Fucking
injuring
idiot.
himself since we were kids.
I had a big fucking family party on New Year's.
Did you?
Yeah, well, we did, like, we used to do this back in the day, but my family, we would all chip in money, and we would have, like, the hotel ballroom, DJ, and, like, dinner and shit, and then party all night, let the ball drop, hang out and dance more, get wasted, and then go
Where
up to our
did you
rooms and pass out in our rooms. It's like a tradition that we used to do. We brought it back after like 10 years of not doing it.
In your house?
No, we do it at the Radisson in Hop Hog.
Oh, you rented out a
Yeah,
you said.
yeah. So we fucking party and we have a great time, man.
Do you have the bar downstairs?
Yeah.
Did they have a thing downstairs? That's what you said, right? You had a bar down.
Yeah,
at the
we
end.
we do like the bar and
See,
and
I
the
always wanted
ballroom.
to go to a hotel for
the New Year's
I'm not
party.
big on New Year's, but I figured that would be great and it'd be
It's
fucking
so
puss
cool.
everywhere.
It's so fucking cool. It is because this one is all family. So you're hanging out with all your family and everybody you know, and like you just get fucking wasted, and then you go to your room. You don't have to drive
Yeah,
nowhere.
but that
nothing.
the bar was it all just your family?
It was
rented
it
out?
was all just our family.
Oh.
In the past, there used to be other parties doing it
that's gotta
also.
be good.
And yeah, we used to go into other people's parties, and that was fucking so cool back in the day.
Did you ever
But there was
bang
only us.
anybody from a different party?
No, because I always had a chick.
Did anybody?
Always had a date, huh?
Yeah, I always had a date. I always brought
one of
me.
your brothers usually did.
We always used to go in the other. I mean, I don't kissing and telling. I don't know about that, bro. But
I mean,
All right. Well, Rich, I want to, obviously this is the 200, but we also need to get unfiltered down here. So let's do we're not going to stop. We're just going to kind of segue into
Okay.
things. So Jess and Nicole are going to come join us. She's going to take my seat. I'm going to hop on with John.
do your thing.
And you and Nicole can share for now. You know what I mean?
I'll hang for a bit. But I'm leaving for Tampa in the morning.
All right. Well, if you got to go, you know what? It would
I'll
be.
hang for a little bit.
All right. All right. Yeah. So they're
it
gonna
down.
come down though, and we'll
on
we'll get the
down.
ladies on
Oh,
for a
Ted.
little bit. So, but she's in the baño right now. So, as soon
before
as she
you
comes
before
down.
you rudely came down and interrupted.
Sorry, but you know.
I was talking about how great my family is and how we have these parties on New Year's Eve.
Be nice to get an invite when you.
Yeah, next year you want to go? Well, I
Yeah,
can't.
Rich, I've known
I
you,
can't.
25 years? Thanks.
Well, I can't bring him out because these guys will start fighting everybody.
Who?
Well, when your wife gets drunk, she'll start tearing the place
Not
up.
there. It's your brother and their wives.
Yeah, who the hell knows? There's been fights there in the
Yeah,
past.
not with us. We're all friendly with all them. Like all of a sudden, be like, "You fuck Ryan, I'll fucking kill you." Tommy being all nice and shit all the time. What the fuck is wrong with you?
What do you want to fuck my wife? Calm down, buddy. All right,
Literally
calm
never
down.
seen Tommy be angry even a split second.
Oh man.
Yes, he's on 94.3 The Shark.
Yeah, 94.3 The Shark.
That's a good shot for you.
Yeah, so this has just been an incredible episode.
It's been an incredible run.
Yeah. I mean, 200 episodes is incredible, but, starting off with Vince, and then, like I've been saying, my white whale, fucking
Yeah.
Opie calls in.
Well, I would like to thank nobody except for me and you.
That's right. Fucking shit.
No, just kidding.
Built this shit from the ground up.
No, what a great fucking run, though.
Yeah, baby. You take me. Nicole, just share with John for a little bit, and I'm going to share with Orlando. Orlando's going to be leaving soon.
I'll leave it to you.
And John, we're kicking him out. He's not leaving on his own accord. We want him to leave. We can't stand him. Let me squeeze in here, Rich.
You can throw me out. Oh, good.
We'll do it like this now. You know what I mean? Hello, lady.
Do you want to be that close to Rich with his pants?
I don't. His pants. Jess, did you notice Richie's pants, babe?
What?
Did you notice Richie's pants today?
I didn't see
Richie,
them.
walk around, please, so my wife can see your awful, short,
Wait.
tight pants.
He looks like he did special
Wait a
ed.
minute. What about the fucking socks?
So everything.
Did you see the socks?
Yes, everything about
that
it is
frozen?
wrong.
My name is
Is it frozen?
It-
Tell me now. Is that
Olaf?
Olaf?
Is that Olaf?
It's Olaf.
My name is Richie.
He's wearing Layla's socks.
Oh my god. Oh, that's Cuphead. Oh, that's Cuphead.
Who's Cuphead?
That game that I play on Lewis's Switch, that's really hard with the little cups. Take that one serious.
Yeah.
How did you know that? Because I play the game.
That is Cuphead. Yo, within the next week or two, you want to do like because I want to cover a lot of the UFC stuff that's going on, and I know we can't tackle it now, but
Yeah, let's
you're
do
gonna
it.
come back like next week, and
We can do
because I want to talk to Cerrone and the fucking Connor.
Why don't
thing.
you guys come in and do the Sunday show with me?
Okay, well invite us and then we'll go down there. No,
I've invited you like 3 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want us to do? Call you Sunday
I want
morning?
you guys to come down. We've never got like a text saying this is when and where and.
Oh, see, I'm in the communications business. There is no communication.
Yeah, we need to know where
You
we're
show
going. at
up,
all time.
yeah.
I'm just gonna randomly show up to a radio station at 9 in the morning and be like, "Well, he'll be here."
I really do want to talk these fights though, because we got such an interesting 170.
We can do it Sunday.
Yeah,
We can do it this
150,
Sunday.
170 discussion that is just
I don't know. What is going on?
a lot.
When your
There's
hair
so
out and shit.
what
He's got a
is
Caesar cut.
I can't get it to go.
Rich,
blowing my hair out?
you have a pink collared shirt on, John's pants,
Yo, he's
a
fucking-
5-year-old
his
socks.
hair's thinning out.
We're gonna have one soon,
He's got
Rich.
Caesar, and he cuts hair.
I've never been so uncomfortable.
Like he decided to grow it out when he started going bald.
Like,
Like that's the weirdest part.
Are you fucking crazy? Between the pants and
I think we have a call from the past.
Is that who I
Is
think it
this
is?
Rob from the past?
What is going on? Congratulations on episode 2.
2, that's right. Episode
It's
2. He
big.
is in the past, so he's here for episode 2. Rob, how are you,
Yeah.
buddy? And a belated happy birthday to our good pal here and my favorite brother-in-law that lives in Florida.
Do you have anything else to say? And he
Thank
does
you.
guitars, and he's also a
No,
singer.
I was
that's
just
fine.
saying that he's my favorite brother-in-law that lives in Florida.
Oh, I
Because I
see
have
what you
another
did here.
brother-in-law that's my favorite that lives in New York.
I see.
Well, soon to be challenged.
Ooh, come see, comes out. That's what I say.
How you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic. Did you just see we had Opie on?
Yes,
The-
he's the man.
Dude, that was fucking like I couldn't even fathom that happening, and it was the most incredible thing.
He's still in that moment.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
yeah. So 200.
No, but seriously, congratulations. Big show. You guys killing it.
Yeah. For everyone who doesn't know, this is my brother-in-law Rob, Jess's brother, obviously, and he's been on the show a bunch of times. We used to call him Rob from the past. And I know they're so dope.
Tell me.
But Rob was here for one of our funniest moments ever, where Richie was telling this story about this fat girl that fell in a sinkhole.
Yeah.
You remember that, Rob?
Yeah.
That might have been one of the best laughs we had in this studio.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Epic.
So now Rob is a married man, as everybody knows from beforehand, but he's also a father now. So how's fatherhood, Rob?
It's beautiful and amazing, and it's been a crazy year. Scarlett just turned 1, so it has been a change and a transition, but it's awesome. It's awesome. We could not be happier. She is perfect. And so, with all that said, the guitars are kicking off, and 2020 is going to be a big year with that.
What's the Instagram again?
It's Bennu Heron Guitars. BENNU Heron, HERON Guitars.
Yeah, and they're all custom made and built to last.
Not just guitars.
And
Yeah, cutting
handmade,
boards, all
custom
sorts of
made.
shit.
Cornhole.
It's made to the spec of the player, not just you're buying some standard stock guitar from any of the manufacturers. This is made top to bottom
that cornhole.
for you. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Awesome stuff. Super creative. Wait till you see. I got this new one I'm building right now for a client out of old whiskey barrel wood. That's going to sound killer.
That actually sounds pretty fucking cool. Now, how do you bend the wood to get it to the shape of the guitar?
Bend it?
Well, if-
no,
but if it's a barrel,
Are
but
we
what I'm
going back
saying
to
is if
chemistry
it's a
class?
barrel, though, isn't the barrel already kind of warped and rounded? No.
How do you airbend?
No, see, it's not a stupid question. Why don't you
I'd
my
expect that
God.
question from Richie.
How do I bend my dick in your ass? That's how.
Yeah,
In your mouth when it hits the back.
I sit on it for a bit.
What
and
the
what happens
fuck?
is, it's all cut and routed and sanded. And,
Isn't a bending
and then
wood
it
called
all gets-
Peyronie's disease?
Yeah, it goes back together.
Yeah.
No, bending wood is when you're a power bottom and
Yo, I'm doing obligada.
When you're a power bottom and you miss and you hit the taint.
Rob from the past, everybody. Rob from the past. That's what we say.
They call that the dirty squint.
Oh, shit. Yeah, right there, pal? Richie almost just died. It's like the fifth time.
Richie is laughing because he is the power bottom.
It's like the fifth time at my house
going,
this guy's
"Fuck,
almost
he already
died.
knew.
Oh, nice. Dude, I'm glad you guys waited to make this episode epic, but I wish it was when I was up in New York.
I know.
And could have been there. But hopefully,
I'll take what we can get. This is
I'll
perfect.
be in for more episodes.
Yeah, well, in a few months, you're going to be here weekly every Tuesday night.
Well, it's honestly looking like way sooner than that.
We'll see if Lisa lets him.
I dig it. I dig it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Somebody runs the household.
Yeah, Jessica, don't let me go over there.
Yeah. I don't know. That battle between you and Lisa, that might be a tough one.
Who, me and Lisa?
Yeah, yeah.
We've never had an
No.
altercation
I mean,
ever.
you're both very strong women.
Yes,
That's what
but
I
let
mean.
me tell you, we've had moments, honestly, my brother will tell you, we've had moments where we disagreed, but we sat down and looked at each other like sisters, and we were like, look, this is how I feel. She said, that's how I feel. We've never challenged each other, ever. I've never challenged her. I love her.
We all love Lisa.
That's good. Well, you're in a totally different weight class. So.
Oh, my God. What the fuck? I'm short, all right? But good things come in little packages.
Yeah. You're small.
And I'm fast. I'm like a fox.
Like a mongoose.
I'm like a fox. What the fuck?
Yeah.
We're switching it in?
What do you mean?
What?
We're already switched over, baby.
Well, I didn't know if we switched over. We were
Yeah.
discussing
No,
switching
I-
over.
I introduced the switch over, and then you guys came down like a minute or two later.
I didn't even
Switch
realize.
over started with Richie's pants.
Well, I appreciate that we have Orlando here. He never stays for my show. John is like a ghost. We get him when we get him.
Look at him right now. Are you
Richie
all right,
runs
John?
out at 8:31. Yeah, he's
Goodness,
like
what
passed
the
out.
fuck was that,
So,
man?
It's a special occasion. I have to be here.
It's a celebration, bitches.
Celebration? Is it a celebration? Are there aliens? Did we come from aliens? I don't even know.
Did we come on aliens?
We came on them, in them, we about them.
Yeah, she was with Pete Davidson, so that makes sense.
And now she's with this dude.
Oh, you know what? Let's talk about the Golden Globes. How
Yeah.
fucking awesome was Ricky Gervais?
Who watched it?
Oh, my God, dude. He is my new hero.
I love
Epic.
him.
Dude, tell me the best joke was not the Bird Box thing where he's like, "They wasn't me. You worked for him, not me."
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he was like, fuck off. You know, he didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was great.
It was epic, and you know what? I think it's about time. He just red-pilled millions of people who don't get privy to any of this information because they watch the bullshit news.
But I love
And-
But Rob, he didn't
Yeah,
let
he called-
everybody
he called
said
them
shit.
out. He
Yeah, they
called
all
them
looked
out.
at him and he
Thank
was like, "Fuck you all. I don't care."
what I mean?
He's like,
Yeah,
"Why do they keep having me
absolutely.
host it? I'm shutting you all down."
Yeah,
Loved
you know who I think had the best time with that?
Who?
Kevin Hart.
Oh my God,
Kevin
he did.
Hart. He was laughing his ass off, going, "Ha ha, you stupid motherfuckers! You didn't want me to host."
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Look what you got.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was pissing himself, I bet.
Dude,
He was
and
like,
it was
"Ha ha."
funny how he saved that Weinstein joke for the very last joke of the night because he knew that was the one that would get him fucking tossed off if he did it
that
early.
was going to shut them down. You just saw the faces of the crowd going, "I can't believe he."
Well,
just
there was
said that."
almost silence except for the people that weren't Hollywood related that you don't see on camera that you heard go, ooh.
Yes. And he was
Yeah.
like, "What? It's all your fault."
Yeah, he's
Fuck
like,
all
you're
of
the ones
you.
who worked for him, not me.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
But he was
it was
fucking
epic.
amazing. And then we got into this crazy Ricky Gervais spiral last night in bed.
We
where we were watching the rest of his Golden Globe.
Wait, you were role playing? Who was Ricky? Gervais?
I was Ricky, she was Stephen
Hey,
Merchant.
what?
Yeah.
Who's Stephen Merchant?
You were Ricky from The Office.
I've seen him.
She was
I've seen his stand-up.
Ricky from Extras.
Dude,
I was
out
Jenny
of
from the
England.
block.
Well, that's where I was getting. We started watching
Used
Out
to
of
have a
England
little, now I
1.
have a lot.
And his stand-up, if you've never watched Ricky Gervais do stand-up, it's fucking hilarious
he's hysterical.
genius. Yeah.
He talked about for 5
yeah.
minutes about his penis size last night,
No, but
and I couldn't help but laugh because he's going, "What? It's
But
normal.
then the
What's
cancer
the matter?"
kid-
And everybody's laughing so hard. He goes, "What's the matter? It's normal. I mean, I guess it's normal. Do you want to see it? I mean, if I had a 2-foot cock, I'd look weird because I'm little, right?"
And then he
It's normal.
squints. He's
Yeah.
like, well, I don't know why I squinted. I don't need to
You didn't
squint.
squint to see
you
it.
know? Yeah.
It was so funny.
But then the cancer kid bit where he
Oh,
does a
no.
benefit for cancer
Oh,
teenagers,
yeah. I
and
still
he's
don't
like,
feel good.
wait, I saw you 2 years ago. You got to be 20. Get him the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's like, "You're not a teen anymore."
milking this.
Yeah.
So when he takes the kid to the casino.
Yes, the Rain Man.
You're not that good. You're not good.
I got a bad one.
Yeah, exactly. he's like,
mentioning
he's
it
like,
as
go
a-
ahead, do that Rain Man shit.
Yeah. He's like, I
Yeah.
donate a lot. Yeah, of
Let's
course.
make
I do a
some
lot of
fun.
donations. I do a
Fucking
lot of
count 'em.
donations. Yeah. He's like, we don't have to talk about all the donations I do.
Yeah.
Dude, that's funny and actual good
Yes, I
humor,
talking.
and I'm glad. I'm hoping that everything
love
gets out of this PC culture bullshit.
Yeah.
Because there's a very big difference between hate and comedy, and making jokes and poking fun and making light of stuff and vitriol, and they're making everything so bad, and that's hurting.
Rob,
it's hurting culture. It's hurting comedy.
One really good memory, ready for everybody, and I hope you guys know this. Do you remember when you saw the guy walk in the room with a sock full of powder and he slapped the guy in the head? He said, "Homie, don't play that." And nobody had a fucking problem that this guy walked around hitting everybody in the face with a sock full of powder. Homie, don't play that. Now you can't even say, "I don't like the color purple." It's like, you don't like purple? You're the Antichrist.
Oh, I thought you meant the movie.
No, what?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, but it could have been something like the movie. Could have been something. Good night.
Yeah, no,
Bye,
yeah,
guys.
Good riddance. You going too? All right, brother.
Bye,
Rich.
Bye.
Couldn't do this without
Yeah.
you, brother. Me and you, pal, for life. Hetero life mates.
Hetero life.
200.
Yes, I will. It's ridiculous, his pants, even though they give me a hard on.
Oh my God. Where's Opie's foot when you need it?
Right? Exactly. Block that huge hog.
Block that, right? But yeah, so let's get on. No, where's John's?
He took them.
Oh, okay. Take those, babe. You want yours?
I have.
All right, cool.
Whatever.
That's fine. Perfect. So let's really quick, babe. Tell Robert about the whole nursing thing. I want him to get on that.
Nursing thing. What do you mean
The
nursing?
dog.
Oh, the woman breastfeeding her dog in McDonald's. Yeah, we quickly brought this up. Yeah, there was a woman breastfeeding her fucking dog in the middle of a McDonald's.
That's not even just weird. It's not even natural.
Is it
That's-
cannibalism?
What?
Animalism.
Animalism?
Animalism.
Animalism.
Bestiality, you mean?
Yeah, bestiality.
It's a form of it. It's
Animalism.
definitely a form. Rob, if you were to get into a fight with someone in the 1920s, how would you describe that?
I would box their jaw.
No, like a one-word phrase. I'd like to battle you in a match of fisticuffs. Fisticuffs.
Wait, it's fisticuffs, Robert, because I thought it was fisticus. Like, are you in a fisticus? I'll bring out a fisticus.
Fisticus was the Caesar after Julius, who was way into gay stuff.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
No, so your sister likes to create things that don't exist?
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Fisticus?
Wait, I thought
That
he would
is-
say,
that's
you got me over here with fisticus.
No, fisticuffs, baby. Fisticuffs.
I didn't know why it would be fisticuffs.
Yeah, fisticuffs.
That's not even fair because I said it in bed and he was like, what did you say? And I'm like, fisticuffs? And he goes, it's not fisticus, it's fisticuffs.
Whoever's calling in, if you're listening, we can't take two calls at the same time.
Robert's staying on for a little
So
bit.
Robert's on. As soon as Rob goes, feel free to call in again.
Yes.
But right now, please stop calling in. We can't take any more calls. We have Rob on.
Yeah. So
Oh my God! But Fisticus, that needs to be a comic.
Fisticus.
Fisticus, the comic.
Hysterical.
Well, because I was like, look, you got me in here and fisticus. And he was like, it's fisticuffs. And I'm like, who the fuck
Yeah.
is fisticuffs? Why is fisticuffs a word? Fisticus isn't. I'm confused.
Fisticuffs was Ludacris's first name,
All
and
right.
then he changed it.
All right. So, wait, what? No.
The
what?
rapper, Ludacris.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Oh, you're being funny.
He was saying it was a rapper's name.
Oh, okay. So fisticus is out. Fisticuffs is in. We left it at that.
Fisticuffs is the thing. Yeah.
All right. So did you really quick, before I get into anything else, want to ask Robert the question you asked Mark recently about the whole like flat thing in the...
I don't, honestly,
I think
because
it'd be funny.
No, but me and Mark got into a little thing today because of the flat Earth thing, and you know, everything's fine, you know, but he gets very angry when you know you discuss things and you know I don't even want to get into it because I love you, I love your brother.
I had no idea.
No, it wasn't like a thing. It's just, you know, he because your cousin Nick jumped into, and I think that's what really irked him.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So, you know, the whole flat Earth thing. I'm just, it is what it is. If you believe it, I guess whatever. I can't.
Yeah.
I just can't understand like why the lie. Like why the lie? Who benefits?
Because
Who wins from the lie?
The people who are propagating the lie.
Yeah, but again, so Magellan is in on this lie, like Columbus, and you know all these. Socrates even knew the world was round.
I mean, yes, and come on, all right, it's a very long conversation.
It is, and honestly, these conspiracy things.
I didn't want to open this.
No, it's not.
You're speaking of only very specific list of people who are all in conjunction with each other, and that history was told to you.
But what about like someone like Neil deGrasse Tyson who breaks it down with science?
It's not like Socrates was just walking around talking to us just yesterday.
No, I know, but I just brought up like Neil deGrasse Tyson. You know what I mean? He's
the biggest actor of them all. He's not a real.
But Michio Kaku also. Like, what about Michio Kaku?
Michio Kaku, I'm so disappointed with him. I was a fan of his for a bit, but he kind of seems to just be controlled opposition at times.
But here's my question, like, and this is for any conspiracy type of theory. Why is it that, you know, whatever side, well, no, the conspiracy side, they always go, well, this is what I read, this is what I saw, and no matter what evidence is brought to debunk it, they always just go, well, that's fake, that's not real, my thing's real.
No, that's what happens from the side of science. Because the people who are doing this research, and there are many engineers, scientists, chemists, everybody in that are speaking, they're just being shut down. But most flat earthers start off trying to debunk it, and that's how they come to flat Earth. Now, and once you realize how many lies that have been told to us, the bottom line is, the reality that's being sold isn't the truth.
But I have 2 points to make.
I can't say for certain either way, but I definitely think that the globe is a bit of a farce.
And that's where I think people get out of control.
I think we're more in a simulation.
But that's where I think people get out of control. And I'm glad you said I can't say either way, because there is no definitive proof either way. You know what I mean? On both sides.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so
they just keep pushing the line, and that's the problem. Is that they show us fake pictures, they show us fake information, they show us false data, and then when people call them out on it and go, "That's not adding up," they go, "Oh yeah, but everything else is real."
Well,
but they get caught, and then they go, "Oh yeah, that's." Fake.
But that works both ways, dude. That does work both ways.
Of course it does. Obviously, it's both sides.
You know, that works both ways, because there's stuff I could see and go, well, that's CGI. That was done in a movie. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, so that argument can just go either way, because guess what? No one knows either way, and that's why I appreciate the fact that you were like, I really don't know either way, because a lot of these people are so set.
I could never say definitively.
They're and that's when I say, you know, to everybody who I have these conversations with, I'm like, how can you definitively sit there and say my thing is right? Like, I'm not definitively saying it's a sphere, but you know,
nobody really knows.
Nobody really knows. But things like the horizon line and stuff like that, it's like, all right, but when a but when a boat goes into the water and continues to go, you lose sight of it, don't you?
Yes, because that has to do with our atmosphere and the density and the things that are in it.
Well, what about the well argument? Have you heard the well argument?
If you put a telescope to it, you can see it goes away. Apparently, supposedly going below, but the way our eyes work is we lose 20 degrees of vision at a distance, and so now imagine expanding that to the 15-mile horizon. You're losing the bottom 20%. That's the way it works. So it looks like it's going down. But as soon as you zoom in, it all comes right back.
But there's also this well theory.
There is a maximum distance. You can't see Spain because of the atmosphere. There's stuff in the air that you just can't see through. But to date, and look it up, man, people are using infrared cameras and lenses now that are seeing far further than they even thought before. There are so many examples around the world of people who can see things they should not be able to see. It's 8 inches per mile squared.
You mean like seeing things
over 100 miles out?
Well,
it should, not even. It should be like 1,600 foot of a drop if the Earth is the size that they swear that it is. I think the parameters of our reality are not sold to us in truth, because if you don't have all the pieces, you can't finish the puzzle.
Now
and so people are always
Yeah.
at a loss.
Well, here, and that's my main point here. Is not even an argument. My main point in all conspiracies, not flat Earth, not just JFK, everything is.
Yeah.
Let's just use the JFK conspiracy theorist as an example, right? That happened in 63 or 4, right?
63 in December, and
Okay.
it was, and that's the actual birthplace by the CIA of the term conspiracy theorist. Because
let me get
that
to my
was
point,
their
though.
way of anybody who was questioning it was labeled that.
Yeah.
That was a CIA created term
Well, and
because of JFK.
But let me get to my point about this now. Now, for let's say we're in 2020, and let's say someone died yesterday. Okay, so for 50-something years, this person has been researching and trying to find out about the conspiracy theory on JFK's murder and never got an answer. Never got an answer. Do you think that person now looks back, not well, they're dead, but if they could look back and go, wish I didn't waste all my time on that?
No, they know the answer. They've known it from the beginning.
No, but there's no definitive,
They've been
definitive
They've been
answer.
hiding the truth from people.
Yes, but Rob, again, we're going to the word definitive, and you used it as well. There's no definitive answer, so he never really
Yes, there
got
is.
his
Oh,
answer.
No. In that instance, absolutely.
All right, but
I mean,
I'm generalizing. I'm just using that as an example. But I'm
it's
just using.
infinitesimal percentage of people that have been far enough away from the surface of Earth to have any kind of confirmation, and they all work for the industry that's telling us what they're telling us. But with JFK, they know 110%.
Well, yeah, it was
who
a
killed
mafia
him, who
hit
was
and all that,
involved.
There
were multiple shooters. They know.
I was just kind of generalizing and using that one as an example, which that one's kind of a bad one to use because there is a lot of stuff that goes, well, the mafia did it, obviously.
They were involved.
Yeah, they were absolutely involved. And, was there another shooter? I don't think so. I think Oswald was able to make the shot.
You kidding me? Dude?
I think he
shot
was.
off that many bullets with an ancient fucking rifle with pump action and
Hey,
dude,
these
it's the most
Southerners are capable of
impossible
crazy shit, man, and they have a lot of time on their hands to practice.
Dude,
I think he was hired by the mob or the government to do it. I don't think he acted alone, but I'm saying I think the shooting he acted alone.
full patsy.
Yeah,
Full patsy.
but
He was a
like
full
I said, that one's kind of a whatever one. But like this flat Earth thing and all these other things that you're never going to find out unless you go to space yourself.
It doesn't even matter because it's not going to change your
Well,
life. Either
exactly,
way.
and that's my point. Your life is still going to be the same whether or not you find out it's round or flat anyway, right? Nothing's going to change.
Yeah, but then I disagree with that in that we base our whole life and our plan and everything around these specific, given
Information.
No, I don't base
facts,
anything
right?
on that. I literally never think of the shape of the Earth ever, except for the time I was in school.
No, you don't. Yeah, no, you don't think of the shape of the Earth. But what if it were to be revealed that the scope and size of the plane that we live on, whatever fucking shape it is far larger than you ever knew? There are other continents.
I don't
There
care,
is an
though.
abundance. There is an abundance of land.
I would
space,
care.
No, but what
and
I'm saying
and
is-
natural resources.
So you mean like a
And that's
Wakanda
the
type
entire-
thing?
What I'm talking about is the
Wakanda.
entire financial system that we're slave to by the people who own the banks that create the money that keep us in a debt-based system that we're constantly overworked, underpaid, dying from fucking stress. If you were found out, that would absolutely change your
Yes, but
fucking
that's
way
just
of
you're
living.
talking about America's life. Now, let's say like
But
Sweden.
that
No,
could
no,
be
no, I'm
whether
talking
the
about
Earth
the
was flat
entire
or
world
round. It
because
could be
we're
bigger
all
than
in
we
Yeah, but
think.
what is everyone going to do? Just pick up and now go to Wakanda? You know
We're
what I
not
mean?
going to go
Like,
anywhere, but we'll at least
No,
know
no,
what is
We're
going
not gonna
on.
go to Wakanda, but it would change the entire power structure and the way that we would realize we need.
What
as
power
a,
We as
structure,
the
though?
people,
But wait,
we,
take the power
we
back.
as
But what-
wait. All right, you've had a minute. You both have had a minute. So we as like a group, we're human beings. We're all human beings, whether we are girl, boys, black, white, no matter fucking what. in India or
Exactly.
we're in fucking Australia or we're in California. It doesn't matter. We're all
100%,
people, right?
all of us
So
are the same, yeah.
if we all believe, right, what we're told, books that were read, things we're taught in school, these are things we're supposed to know, because if we know these things, we stay in a fucking line like boar. We're like herded with whoever's
Mm-hmm.
standing around us going, go this way, go that way, you go this way, you go that. You're this class, you're that class. They're telling us what we are, and we're just going, okay, that's what we
But
are.
that's been the way since the beginning of
Yes,
time.
right. But what
Before government even existed.
I agree. However, what
Not
my brother I
necessarily,
feel is
because
saying
our
is
culture
that
was very different.
if we
Our
knew
culture was
more,
very
if we
different 100
knew
years
how
ago.
strong we were as humans, that's all humans. We're a fucking group. We're humans.
Yeah.
If we knew how strong we
Yeah.
could be, we wouldn't have a government saying, you owe me this money, you have to do this test, you have to go here, you got to do that. We'd
Well,
be
that's
able
what
to
America
be
was built on.
people. Yes, but they've taken so much more control.
Yeah, they've
over
taken the power
years.
back, but Americans did it to themselves. And I have to disagree, Rob. There's always been a class system going back to like cavemen. There's been class systems where there's a hierarchy
How do you know
and
that?
there's
Whoa, 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 whoa.
grunts.
How do you know that? How do you know that? We know about.
Well, I
He
can't
has a lot of
definitively
caveman
but I can't
friends.
definitively say
AKA Richie.
maybe not the cavemen, but I mean, you're talking like the Jesus times and biblical times. There was hierarchies and class systems.
Yeah.
There's still class systems in India.
And look at those times in itself. Just the message of the man Jesus that was here was the antithesis of what they're selling with religion. He went and flipped tables. He was the first revolutionary saying, fuck banks, fuck your money system, stop taking advantage of people. You do not find spirituality in adorned buildings or going through someone else. You find God inside. And that was his true message. And then it got completely flipped on its ass. But yes, from written history, when there was a ruling class that supposedly the god or gods gave language and knowledge to men with liaisons put in between. And that's the dawn of religions, which has been the controlling factor from the beginning. And then they made science a religion. And now you can't question it. Just like you used to not be able to question religion, but they killed religion.
Yeah.
Because they said, it's stupid, you're dumb if you believe in that.
Like I understand,
But now
your whole
you
wanting to
can't
know
question-
thing.
You can't question science.
But even
But
if
science
even if
changes
you
its
know,
fucking story every year.
even if everyone finds out it's flat, nothing's gonna change, dude.
No,
Nothing
but
will
it's not
change.
a matter of that. Let me give you the one example that is a pivotal thing that affects every nation, every person on this planet.
Go.
Right? Oil.
Yeah.
So it's a natural resource, and they it was a Rockefeller who invented the term peak oil because they needed to create scarcity so they can control the value and how much they can charge for it, and also control the consumption. It's a naturally reoccurring and replenishing element on this planet. It is not. There is no such thing as peak oil. We're not going to run out of oil. It just keeps popping up. It's not dinosaur bones. It's an actual just element on this fucking planet that we've learned to manipulate and use as a fuel and everything, including the toothbrush that you put in your mouth. Everything plastic is
All right,
all
but
made from
where you
oil.
going with this?
Right. So my point is, if
I love you guys.
we find out that the reality is shifted, just with that one thing being changed, it would change everything. Because
But what?
you,
What
me,
would it change? You keep saying
everybody,
everything, but
every one of
what?
us,
What
right?
in my
Imagine
life would be
you-
different? What in my
Imagine
life
if-
specifically would be different?
I'm going to tell you right now. Imagine if you were not slave to a debt-based system economy.
But the
and this
world
is
being
everywhere
flat
in the world.
around isn't going to change that.
I
There
agree
are-
with
there
everything
are-
you're saying.
Move in a
There
little
are
closer,
There
Nicole.
are people who are taken advantage of because their countries have the oil, and there are countries that take advantage of it and manipulate their
But what,
population.
again,
Give her a
but,
second.
but I have a question,
so
though.
that one thing. Wouldn't you love the freedom to be able to spend some more time with your family and take them out and not have to worry about, all right, we could buy this, but we got to wait a month.
But
and
if
then when we
everyone
get that
has
money,
oil,
we
it
can do
becomes
this.
devalued.
And that, but if you found out that it was infinite and that it wasn't a precious resource,
Yeah, it's devalued. Now it's worth
yeah,
nothing.
that would.
All right, and that's
that would
all the oil
change.
people, but there's still going to be, Pfizer and all these other places that are still going to be in big power.
But no,
and again,
but
you
now-
still didn't
that's
answer
what I'm
my
saying, that's
question,
just
though.
one element of
My
the puzzle
life,
changes.
my
But
life
now
will
we
be
go,
exactly the
we
same.
don't need pharmaceuticals. You know what I'm saying? We don't need.
I don't want to get into. I was just making a point. I don't want to get into the whole pharmaceutical thing.
Yeah, every little hinge pin.
Because then it goes in the
affects
vaccine.
The next
Yeah, but
thing,
you
and
know,
it's a
you keep
domino
on
effect.
asking questions and saying
And
something,
if
and he
the-
keeps saying something. So it's
See, I agree with everything you're
I'm
saying,
sorry.
Rob. My thing is that all
Stop
of that,
answering me.
all
I'm
of that
talking.
could be that way, whether the world was flat or round.
That's my
Like,
point. Like either
they
way,
could be hiding all this stuff from us, and they
Right.
probably
I'm
are.
saying-
Like
I'm saying
the world could be round
be-
and still be bigger, and all those things happening than what
Yeah.
they're telling
Oh, yeah.
us.
Oh,
So
for sure.
like whether it's
for,
flat
for
or round.
100%, I would say the Earth is a different shape and size and scope than we know, and I don't know.
So we can swap this really
the
quick
more
into.
I look into it, the more I feel
we'll
like this
swap
is a
this.
complete,
We'll swap this into a marriage
simulation.
situation. Ready? Marriage situation. You know, you cheat on somebody, you break that fucking trust. You check everything you hear after that person cheats. You look at everything and you go, what the fuck is real, what's not.
Yep.
So if there's one thing you see that holy fucking shit, they've been lying for a long time. Now everything comes out. Let's just throw it out there and leave it there, like Epstein, and we'll leave it there. Like that fucking movie producer, and we'll leave it there. These are things that are coming out that you're going, what?
Yeah, but
What the fuck?
These are things with actual factual evidence right in front of your face where you go, oh, yeah, Harvey Weinstein raped girls. There's literally dozens of girls saying he did it. Jeffrey Epstein fuck kids and had a bunch of other people because there's pictures and all these conflicting
with the
stories.
Jeffrey Epstein thing,
But
it ties so much more. It is so global and so big that it is huge. Harvey Weinstein is a fucking tear in a bucket compared to the scope of what Epstein was involved with and the people that was involved with him. We're talking about cannibalism and child sex slaves.
It's ridiculous.
And killing people. Like, it is huge and disgusting. It is, I think there's a huge thing that people don't realize is that these people don't worship any of these religions. They don't believe in any of the
their own
bullshit
cult.
that they sell us. They are all Saturnarian, Cube of Saturn, Luciferian. It is evil, and whether you believe it or not, they do. And they practice the dark arts and believe that fucking eating children's blood gives them power.
All right, now since we're here, I may as well ask the question that started this all that Jess wanted me to ask. Flat Earth, right? Now let's say one day, collectively as human beings, we decide let's take every animal and every human being and walk to the left side.
Right.
Won't we tip over?
No. You're talking about the flat Earth model?
Yeah. So
No. Because there's an under, and then there's the plane that we're on. There's the firmament.
Yeah, but
and
it's
then
not
there's
connected to
a
anything.
dome. There's a dome over it. So it wouldn't tip. There's pillars that hold it. It's
What are those
stationary.
pillars connected to then?
We're not moving.
Then what are the pillars connected
I can tell
to?
you right now. We are not spinning at 1,000 miles an hour while hurling around the sun at 1,000 miles an hour. We're like spinning multiple directions, like 10,000 fucking miles an hour, while the whole thing is swirling and twirling through a fucking infinite space. Like, what are you talking about? Now NASA's talking about sending rockets to shift the sun. What is everybody fucking high?
I think that.
Are you kidding me? This is what they say. This is why I believe nothing of what they say, because they say the most ridiculous shit, and everyone goes, "Yeah, I saw that movie with Ben Affleck. That was pretty cool about the asteroid and all that." It's all nonsense.
It is.
Why does the Vatican have the largest fucking telescope on the planet? Because they believe in God. Why does NASA have the largest movie studio in the entire world, bigger than all of them?
Right.
Why? They're NASA. Why the fuck haven't they one time turned the camera the other direction and taken a fucking picture of the Earth? If they're so high up, how come when Elon Musk sent a Tesla up into space with a mannequin in it as a fucking joke, and when asked, he said, "Nah, we didn't do anything to the car. It's exactly how it is when it comes out of the factory." Oh, really? Because we're paying millions of dollars a day, $13 billion a year out of our tax dollars to a fucking organization called NASA, which in Hebrew means lie, to deceive, nasa, and they're taking $13 billion of our fucking hard-earned tax dollars to give us CGI movies, And they say, no, we have to put all kinds of special shit on there, and you don't even know. The space is so hostile, and it's so crazy up there because it. And then Elon Musk sends a car with leather interior out into the fucking space,
And it comes back
and
the same.
nothing happens to the car, right? It's perfect. And then they put that picture, and the height that car in the papers, in the news, was stated as only being half as high as the International Space Station. Why was the picture of Earth behind that car way farther away?
Right.
It was 120,000 feet is how supposedly where they shot this car up into our orbit. And the International Space Station is at 250,000 feet. And when you see pictures from that, it literally just looks like a weather balloon. You don't see any edges. You just see right above a continent. Well, slightly higher than a plane when we fly.
My whole thing
right?
is on it.
But with the Tesla car picture was you could see the whole half of the Earth. What? How is any of it real? It's all bullshit.
The thing is, this is the thing. I say that too. Like, I feel like we can see a movie where there's King Kong fucking climbing up a building, and I'm not saying that it's not real or it is real. I actually am kind of in the middle where I don't know the truth. I never saw it myself, so I say whatever.
King Kong's not real. I can tell you that.
Obviously, King Kong's not real. But I go, there is a chance that either side could be lying. Or this, it just to me goes, if there's the doubt, I want to know more. I'm not saying no, it isn't, or yes, it is. I just kind of want to know more. And in the end of this subject, and we'll leave this here, I think that it's important that everybody looks for the knowledge they need to have, and that's pretty much it. I want to tell you that there is a new trend.
Key, can I just say this for you? That is the absolute key. That is how I live. I always question. I'm looking for alternative sources of information because that's all we can do is question it because they have no problem lying to us.
Right. And why not, though? Why not just say, hi, can I see the other side? I just want to see the other side. I want to keep my brain open, Okay, so really funny. Rocky sent me this article, and it was like a new trend going around that dog owners, like famous dog owners were doing.
Yeah.
That had male dogs. They were dipping their balls in sparkles.
Please stop.
I'm not kidding. It's called Ball Sparkles for Dog. It's a new trend, right, Rock? Yeah, this is a real thing. So they have their balls dipped. So when they're walking, you just see sparkles.
It's like glitter balls.
Yeah.
Like it's like someone just took their balls and dipped them in a thing of glitter.
All our pets.
You did it to your pets?
Dogs have even balls.
Wait, what?
How do these dogs even have balls? We're supposed to be neutering our pets. That's a huge thing. You're supposed to spay and neuter your animals.
Bob Barker told you to do it. You do it.
No, because you know what? No, because you know why?
Yeah, so it's just
Hollywood doesn't have to listen.
And what I think that is they're
attention
trying to normalize the most perverted shit, and that's bestiality.
Disgusting.
They're trying to normalize
That is definitely
sexualization
Who the
of an
fuck
animal.
is sparkling the dog's balls? Like, who does that?
Why do you want attention drawn to your animal's balls?
Well, I guess it's more appealing than seeing a ball's dogs just wagging, though.
Just look at them glittering.
You know what I mean? Like, to be fair, like just looking at a dog's balls is gross. So at least they're
sparkle?
glittery. Well, that's the bonus.
Hashtag do they sparkle?
That is the bonus.
That's all.
Now they sparkle.
So
hashtag why are you looking at dogs' balls?
Right. You know what? So funny, but it was just came up on like the news thing as like a new trend, and I said exactly
they're trying to normalize every disgusting fucking thing. These same people are trying to normalize pedophilia. These same people are trying to normalize the bestiality and the fucking all of it.
I have a funny.
It's horrible.
I have a funny turnaround. I have a really. Actually, this is a really funny. Robert, you're gonna lose your shit when I tell you this story. So, Rocky and I went into the city recently to see Phantom. Okay, and we get on the train. We take the train out there. We're feeling cool. We go to the hotel. We leave them their luggage. We're going. All right, let's go get something to eat. Rocky's directing me. We go get something to eat. Then he's like, all right, we have time. Let's go. So we're walking around, basically. Just, he goes, I know where I'm going. I follow him. He's my husband.
Midtown Manhattan area.
I follow him. Wherever he says. We're going the wrong way, 5 blocks, turn around, go back the other way. It was a great time, and I really didn't care so much. However.
An adventure.
However, however, okay. we're walking, and we're both just talking and walking and having a great time. And this woman kind of walked between us, and I didn't think of it because I didn't look at her. I just walked around, and she's like, "Motherfucker!" And I was like, "Oh my God, what the hell just happened?" Well, apparently she was blind, and she had a stick, and she put her stick out, and Rocky and her kind of bumped, and she turns around, she's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill somebody today," and she's blind, and she's yelling at the air, and she has a stick in her hand.
But here's my issue with
Oh my
her.
God.
Not that you're blind, that you're blind and practically running
She
down the
was power
fucking
walking.
sidewalk.
She was walking
like you don't get that privilege anymore. You're blind. You need to slow the fuck down and be careful of what, especially in the city. You're not in like a fucking a farm. You're in the goddamn city.
This is what happens when you change the logo on the handicap spaces. All of a sudden, they should got wheelchair chairs in races.
This woman.
So now everyone's like,
Don't laugh at that.
But
I
I
know
mean,
somebody
she was
who does wheelchair
no, but she was
races.
legit speed walking
angry.
and
She
so
was
mad.
And turned around like with
Yeah.
her stick, and she's like, I'm gonna fucking punch someone in the fucking
And I'm
face."
just looking at her going, "You can't see me. You'll never get me, lady."
And he didn't say that, okay, everybody. He didn't say that. He thought it. He did not say it. However, I turned around and I was like, "I'm so sorry." And she's like, "I don't fucking can't take this motherfucking state." And she's screaming and hitting her stick on the floor. And I'm going, "You're walking wild. You're gonna walk into the
Yeah.
street. What are you doing?" And I looked
Well,
at
if she
Rocky and
does,
I'm like,
that's her
"Only
karma."
fucking you. Only him."
I take her stick and she's finished.
Oh my God, Rocky.
just snap it in half and shorten up her.
Then she's down on the floor going, "You motherfucker! I'm
Like,
gonna
that's
get
what you get, you fucking blind bitch.
Rocky.
What? She was a bitch.
Listen.
It
Along
must
the
have been
same
that
lines.
weekend in New York.
It was bad.
It must have been that weekend
because
because that was the
would
same
be
weekend I was
cleaner
there, right?
if we gave blind people brooms instead of walking.
Exactly. Sweeping. They do that sweeping motion anyway. It's a great idea. Brilliant.
No, he didn't.
Brilliant.
Sweep.
We'll do that and put name tags on everybody in the city.
Name tag.
Do
He
it.
can't read Braille.
No, just no one gets that reference. Robert, do you get the reference?
Yeah.
What's name tags?
You do?
Blind landscapers.
No. Robert, do you get the name tag in the city reference?
Just say it again.
Name tags in the city. We'll have everyone wear name tags.
Oh yeah, I forgot what comedian said it.
Not a comedian, but you're close. Seinfeld episode. You don't remember that where Lloyd Braun suggested Dinkins that everyone should wear name tags, and that's when Dinkins loses the race, the
Oh my God,
election,
yes.
and Lloyd Braun goes crazy.
Yes, I remember that.
And, yeah. So damn it, no one got that Seinfeld reference.
I thought it was funny, and I have to be honest. It's always about me. He makes fun of me. I make like these words up, and I was like, "Dude, this blind woman almost fucked you up, and she couldn't even see you." And I'm just standing there looking at her angry. I was like, "I'm so sorry," and he didn't say nothing. He just looked at her, and in his head, I saw him going, "Fuck you, bitch!" Like, shut up. And I'm going, "Rocky, knock it off." And he goes, "She walked into me." That's what he said. She walked into me, and I was like, "Oh my God, shut up,
dude,
please."
and also something
Please
weird
shut
about
up.
this trip. We're on the 43rd floor.
Yes.
We're on the 43rd floor, Midtown Manhattan.
yes.
That was
Dude,
a nice
and
view.
in the middle of the night, I'm talking 12, 1, 2 in the morning.
Yes.
Burnouts like Fast and Furious
Like
is
drag
below, and we
racing.
can hear them. That's how loud it was going. And I'm like, who the fuck? Where are you burning out in the city?
Were you they were drag racing. Then you heard cop sirens.
You could thank the New York politicians making fucking laws lax and taking away any power from the police.
But there must have legitimately
That-
been
the
like drag
crime-
races going
Petty
on.
crime has gone up exponentially because they've changed the laws saying that don't even chase them, don't even go down, don't even do it.
Or release them. Now
People are
they
like-
release
they're like,
everybody.
okay,
But hey,
I could steal up to this value. I could break laws. I could drive around like fucking. I live my life a quarter mile at a time, like an asshole.
hey Rob, you
know?
can molest a kid and get out with no bail, but you can't smoke a joint without getting arrested still. I mean, they're not going to arrest you for a joint, but you still can get tickets and in trouble for smoking weed. But you can get out, no bail, molesting a child right now in New York, punching somebody in the face. There's like hundreds of laws now that you could break, and you just go to jail. They log you in and then release you. And I mean, like high crimes, like the big theft,
And
rapes,
so that's why
even.
there's people racing around like it's fucking no
Psychos.
big deal. Tokyo Drift.
It was crazy. We really were like, where the fuck are
endangering
we?
people's lives.
We had no idea. We
Dude,
were up in the room
it was
going,
crazy,
holy
dude.
shit.
And 43 floors up to hear it. And
Yeah,
I,
that's
like,
a little
And
insane.
it was like for like an hour and a half, 2 hours straight of just
Going down the blocks, yep. It was crazy.
Oh no, dude! Wait, when was this?
like 1 or 2 in the morning.
No. What day?
It was a Saturday night, but
27th?
Midtown Manhattan.
Yeah, they started the Cannibal Run. That was the start of the Cannibal Run.
What I was thinking is maybe they were filming something somewhere. You know what I mean? They had a block closed off, and they were
very
probably
well could have
filming
been.
something.
Oh,
Like,
that could be possible. They film a lot of shit.
absolutely. I think John Wick was filmed in New York.
Oh, crazy, John Wick.
You know, they shut down like blocks and blocks and blocks for shit like that. And maybe they're doing like a Fast and Furious movie in New York or something. Who the hell knows? But
There is a new one coming
now
Or
that
any
I'm
kind of
thinking
car
about
chase,
it,
yeah.
that's probably the case because they do them later at night too to avoid crowds and shit.
Because I can't understand why you would hear it that high up. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, you hear
they're
everything
really
up there.
Loud.
Every ambulance, car horn,
it's
sound
echoing
travels
through the
up.
building,
Yeah, and
yeah.
it's echoing through the buildings.
Yeah, but you would think like
It keeps
they would have-
reverberating off each other. So
We
it,
were-
it
it
works
was
its
nice.
way up to us. So like say we hear it, by the time we hear it, it happened like 3 seconds ago or 2 seconds ago, whatever. You know what I mean? Maybe not that long,
And by
but
that point, you already lost the race.
Hey. No, he won the race. We were up in the bedroom. At 2 a.m. Yeah.
Everything
Whoa,
Rob
whoa.
wants to hear.
Whoa,
Me doing his
whoa.
sister.
Oh my God. Ridiculous.
Rob, you see these videos of the Pope smacking that lady in the hand?
Wait, what?
No, but I've seen some crazy videos. I did not. And
I'm going to explain
it's
two
ridiculous.
situations with the Pope. Then you guys can look these up. These videos are very recent.
boy.
One of them was
Yeah.
on New Year's Eve, right after the ball drop. There's millions of people in front, not millions, thousands of people in front of the Vatican, and he's walking by, and every kid he would touch hands, and every like grown up that reached for him, he wouldn't touch. As he was walking away, this like Asian woman grabs him and like kind of pulls him towards her, and he aggressively. Like really aggressively starts smacking her hand. Like, get the fuck off me. This is the Pope. Now, yesterday I saw another video of people at his mass, and they were coming up to receive communion, and they would, you know, he puts his hand out, and they would grab his hand, and they would go to kiss it. And as soon as it was like a game that I don't know about that people play with the Pope. It was like, like seriously, it's like
try.
who could kiss the Pope's hand? Because every time they went to kiss, he would
Too
pull
slow.
back really fast and not let anybody kiss it, but everyone would try to. Like literally, everybody in line had to see he's pulling back, but they were like, "I'm gonna go for it. I'm going for it anyway. I'm gonna be the one." And I'm watching it, going, "This must be a game. Like, is it a game that, like, in front of the Vatican, they go, here's your card. If you kiss the Pope's hand, you get a cross on the way out. You know." But look these videos
little
up.
jug of
It's
blessed
really
water.
fucking weird, man. I was like, what a dick, first of all, on both fronts.
Yeah.
But like his aggressive hitting this woman, I was like, that's a little uncalled for. Like, just pull your hand away, dude.
No, thank
She's
you.
a woman.
Seriously,
You can
that's
pull
assault.
away.
God bless you.
Yeah, but wait, was she blind?
No.
Oh,
no,
she
no.
was not blind. Imagine he was like, "Bitch, are you blind?"
You almost got
I was like,
Christ
"What?"
was one of them.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
God.
I was like watching that. I'm like, this is the guy that they nominated to be like the God guy of fucking Catholics. I'm like, Catholics are so fucked up. It's
Yeah,
just, it's insane. And anyone calls that a
The
religion.
Vatican's involved in all this shit. too.
Exactly. The fucking Golden Palace. The Golden Palace of the Vatican. But like you look at the Catholic religion more than maybe the Christians up there with them. And the Muslims.
Oh my God.
No, but you look at those and you go, that's not religion. That's cults. That's cult behavior, the way you people act. It's very cult-like, and you have a cult leader who you've nominated to be your cult leader who is really just working all of you. Like every single one of you are just marks on the midway.
We aren't gonna get deep into that one. Let's wait. We're
Yeah.
not. Let's not because we got like 10 minutes, not even.
We have as much time as you want, baby.
So check this out really quick. You know we always talk about
All right.
like our kids, right? And our kids are like pains in the asses. Rob, don't leave yet. After this, you could go. Craziness. So
Okay.
Valentina
I wanna-
recently one time she said to me like, "Is it your life?" And I looked at her and I was like, "What did you just say to me?" And she's like, "If it's not your life, why do you care?" And I was like, "Wow, she's actually listening to me and repeating to me. She gets it." Well, the other day, me and Rocky are in the living room, and she comes in the room, and she starts to like, she's very dramatic, like, "Oh my God, Mom, I want a hug. I haven't hugged you in like 2 minutes, and I need it." And I'm like, "Valentina, get off of me." And she backs up and looks at me and Rocky, and she goes, "Can we not start this again?" And she turns around and walks in the hallway to her room, and I'm looking at the doorway, and I'm going, did she just? And he goes, yep, in her room goes, can we not start this again? And I'm going in the living room, holy fuck. This kid sucks up everything I say because
that is so you.
Because in the morning, you know, like she's not eating or she's playing her game and going, Val, do we got to do this right now? Like, and she's taking my words going, can we not do this again? I'm like, she's fucking 4. I am forever doomed.
That's great.
However, shit.
You act as if she's not you.
What?
That's the like.
Oh
That's
my God,
that, like
yeah.
I sit here and watch Jess like I can't believe you're doing it, and I watch her and go, she's you.
Not only me, she is half you.
Yeah, physically, but
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
who has she spent? All right, she's 4 years old and however many months. Who has she spent 98% of her time with? Her time.
Me. But that's because I'm a very dedicated and
But
involved
that has
mom.
nothing to do with it. What I'm saying is she picked up all your traits.
Influence. Yeah.
Ooh, you know what?
Where else would
right.
she learn from?
I'm gonna.
She
when
learns
we all
from
hang
you.
Up, Nicole will see it. I am gonna jugular elbow drop him.
Like I have
quick.
3 Veruca salts in the house.
Veruca.
Yeah.
What?
I want it now, Daddy.
Are you
Really?
fucking kidding
Ready?
me?
Hold on. Me and Jess are having a conversation. Who's this, Jess? Mom. And that's every kid, but let me give you another example. Mom, can you come in the room and lay with me? Okay, Val, I'll be there in 1 minute. Not even 3 seconds later. Mom, are you coming to lay in the room with me? Yeah, Val, I'll be there in 1 minute. I'm doing the laundry. 3 seconds later. Mom, I'm waiting for you to come in the room and lay with me. Val, I'm doing the laundry. I will be
fucking sleeping. Shut up.
I want it now, Daddy. And Anna wasn't really, she's not really like that. I can't lump Anna into that. She is sometimes, but she's not like full blown the way my other 2
I get
lovely
messages.
ladies are.
Mom, can we have cuddle time? Mom, can we hang out and watch a movie?
Yes, but it's not now. It must
I
be
love that.
now.
No, either way, all right? I was just saying quote of the day, motherfucker. Quote of the day.
Yeah, that really took a turn, didn't it?
I'm
Yeah.
actually tired.
All right. Well, listen.
Yes,
guys,
I love you.
Congratulations, 200. What a big deal.
Thank you, brother.
And I know it's we've transitioned and all that, but I love you guys so much.
We love you.
And I cannot wait to be closer.
Me
It's
too,
gonna be
me
sooner than
too.
later. I'm still putting it together. And 2020 is going to be a great year.
Yes,
Hell
it
yeah.
is.
Hell
I
yeah,
can't
it
wait.
is.
Love
Flat
you.
Earth-
And
Flat
Robert,
Earth
you
and
got to make sure
it's
you
gonna
get
be a
at
great
me.
year.
Robert, you got to get at me so we could talk about that guitar, buddy.
Yes, no, absolutely. Working on it. Things have gotten crazy chaotic with all these new plans, and I'm going to be in New York very
Okay.
soon.
Perfect.
So
I love
we
we
will
love
be-
you.
I
I
can't
will
wait.
be making it there.
Thank you for
Yes.
calling in. You're the best.
Is the yes
Yeah.
no response the most conflicting response ever? Because everybody does it. Yes, no. Like the way Robert just did it now. Anyone notice that? He just did. Everyone does it. I'm not just picking on him. Literally everybody does it.
picking on you.
Where
He's
you'll
picking on
say yes, no, and then start your sentence.
I do that
But
shit all the
everybody
time.
does it.
I don't do that.
Yes, you absolutely do.
No.
But Robert, you know what I'm talking about?
What my kids hate the worst is when
I
I'm like,
know what you're
what?
saying, but I
and then
don't
I just
remember
answer
doing
them.
You literally just did it when Nicole was like, "Can we talk about the guitar?" And da-da-da. You went yes, no, and then went into whatever you were gonna say.
All right. Either way, he's got to go. We're gonna. Yeah. So
we're going to have to look back at the tape at that one.
we'll
We
rewind.
will we'll
check
play
it
the
out.
replay.
We love you. I love you, bud. Thank you for calling, Rob. You're
All
the
right,
best.
guys. Enjoy the rest of the show.
'Kay.
And I will talk to you guys
We
soon.
love you.
Have a good night, Robert.
Bye.
Love you.
No
Good
one's
night.
going anywhere. I'm pulling it up.
What, listen. You
Hold on.
can't- Oh my God.
Watch.
I can't.
Thank you for calling in. You're the best.
Crazy year.
Robert, you got to get at me so we could talk about that guitar, buddy.
Yes, no, absolutely.
See? Yes, no. Everybody does it. Literally everybody. And I don't think anyone picks up on it. And I don't know why why do we do that? Because you're saying yes and then immediately go, yes, no.
I'm telling
Oh
you,
my
my other
God.
thing is like someone will ask me a question, and I'll be like, "What?" and then I'll immediately
Answer it.
Answer.
Yeah. You heard him. You know, you just chose at that time. Ooh.
It's got to be quick. I know it's Dave, right?
It
That's
is Dave.
my boy, Dave. I was
Devious
waiting for him
Dave. The last call of the night, buddy.
Yes. What's up, baby?
I wanted to wish everyone here and everyone listening a very happy new year, happy 2020. I hope it's a very prosperous and happy one.
Dave,
same to you,
happy
brother.
New Year
Year
to
to you,
you,
too.
and I'm so glad you called, and thank you for being patient. That is my brother. He lives in Florida, and actually my very bestest of bestest of bestest. I love him, and I just couldn't cut him short. But we love you too, and I want you to know that.
I like your other brother better.
Oh, way! Don't be funny. I have
No,
older
no,
brother and a younger
they
brother.
they both pretty
They're
much
on the same
have
plane.
that same
Yeah,
plane
yep,
of
same
thought.
mindset.
Just so you know, Dave.
Well, the other one seems Mark, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Mark.
Mark is
Yeah, he seems less crazy. I like
well,
him more.
Mark is 35 and Robert's 45. So there's a difference in interpretation, I believe.
See, I have to disagree because Robert said not definitively, and Mark, you can never get him to say not definitively on a point he sides with.
Yeah,
You
maybe.
know what I mean? He's very argumentative, and that's a great quality. I love arguing with people as well.
Obviously.
But and I'm kind of stubborn that way too. But I also can admit you can't say things definitively. You know what I mean? And the fact that Robert said that's why I was taken back when he said it, because most people in conspiracy worlds will not say not definitively. You know, because they're so just enamored with their point, and that they really want to make their point be true.
But to the actual topic at hand, congratulations on reaching 200 episodes of the Super Ugly Show. I remember starting watching you probably in the the spring of 2017.
Okay, sounds about right. Esco, I love you too, buddy.
And just enjoyed being able to tune in, listen to all these different topics that were talked about, having the different array. Like you've gone through a lot of different people. Not that's a bad thing. It's just like you've just had a lot of people come through and shared their views and stuff. It's been very eclectic, very varied, very enjoyable. And even the times that you guys have tolerated my long-winded
It's not
explanations.
tolerated.
We love you, Dave. Dave, you know, behind the scenes, Dave. Even behind the scenes, I always say you've always been 100 with me. You know what I
saw
mean?
your picture and I went, "That's not
yeah.
motherfucking Dave,
But
is it? I
in
can't
this-
even picture what you
in this
look like."
fucked up world that you know we exist in, Dave. This fucked up world that we exist in. Even though I try not to be a part of it, you've always been 100 with me. You've never given me like this moment of like, why the fuck would Dave do that? You know what I mean? So that's why, like, from day one, and still to this day, I've always appreciated you just as who you are and not being some kind of shitty, agenda-driven, snake in the grass, double-crossing, We're
just going to call him the DD. He's the DDs of it.
I'm
Ds.
glad that you recognize that because very few seem to do so. But I also appreciate you guys and what you've done and the entertainment that you guys have provided, and even with you and Jessica, I just love your love. I love how you guys are so committed to each other. I know, like, this sounds sappy. People are like, oh, Dave Rhodes is kissing ass or whatever, but it's just like, I look at you guys and it's just like, wow, like, I wish I had that sort of thing, and I'm just so happy that somebody does have that it's just, very inspiring.
Not to toot our own horn, but we do hear that often.
I tell her that all the time.
Wait, let me say something, and I'm gonna be honest, because
Happy New Year, Esco.
Yeah, everybody has relationships where you're like, they have a good quality or they have this. Like, I think the ultimate thing that makes Rocky and I work, and anybody correct me if they know me and I'm
Acceptance.
wrong, is we accept each other. Like, I fucking take Rocky for everything he is, and I don't point and go, I don't like this. I go, wow, it's a part of him, and I love him. So how am I gonna pick that out? Or if I, picked my nose, or if he picked his ass and farted in bed, or whatever it was that we did, and I don't go, oh, you know what, I'm keeping tabs and everything you do annoys me. I fucking love him. I
And
genuinely love him.
Neither
and-
one of us
and-
have ever said you need to change that.
No, this is who you love, right? So
Yeah.
you take it for what it is, and instead of me trying to change him, I really do accept him, and that's what makes us work. We fight, we argue, we're fucking normal. We have moments where I don't want to punch the kids and he does, or I want to throw him out the window and he goes, don't do that. We have those moments where we go, fuck, because we are married with 3 kids.
Let's be honest. We just had a little tiff during this show
We
via
did
text.
have a tiff. We did have a tiff during the show because sometimes he's abrasive and I'm like, slow down. Or, we get through the moments, but we don't go, I'm going to fight with him and it's going to be an all-night fucking... No, I say, this is how I feel. And he goes, my bad, I'm sorry, I'll pull back. We go, okay, I'm not in your shoes, but let me just take your shoes into my consideration. And that's why we flow. There's never a moment I go, I will not fucking be with him. I am in complete complete satisfaction when I say that I'll spend the rest of my life with Rocky.
And there's trust. Like, I know, like, Jess can go out to a bachelorette party, to a stripper fucking filled room, and I know with 100% of me, I don't have to worry about my wife.
You know what I found very telling was when Jessica was talking about the possible move.
Mm-hmm.
And the implications for you as well as for her, and her total commitment to you, regardless of where it could have been, like the Antarctic, and she would have been gung ho about it. So,
but that works
really
both
awesome.
ways. You know what I mean? Like, if she would just decided one day, hey, I want to go move to Montana, I'd be like, all right, I guess we're going to Montana. Let's do it.
I mean, just you have to have that flexibility. My home is just an address. I love my husband anywhere.
But behind that is the commitment.
Sure, of course. It wasn't easy, okay? Our first year, we don't even consider. We would be naturally together for 8 years, but we don't consider the first year because it was so just off of him coming, and we were just like not getting our groove, so we don't consider it. But solid 7 years, I have never looked in another direction and said, maybe no. I'm like, you know what I want, babe? Let's do this. Babe, let's do this. We just jive together. There is no other grass.
And like, people always like, try to find that formula or ask about it, and you can't explain it. Like, it's just, we met the right person. It's a lucky lottery.
Or
it really is. Like, and there's work involved. I'm not saying there's not.
Who was I before you?
Yeah.
Who are you before me?
There's absolutely work involved in sustaining it, but when you find the right person, which is extremely fucking rare, and this is what I tell everybody, it's the harsh reality of it, is that more than likely you're never going to find that person. Or you already did, and you let them go, or they let you go,
or you didn't compromise.
Yeah, and at the time you were a thick-headed teenager or a 20-something-year-old, and it just blew up. But you have to there's luck and like fate, if you want to call it fate, in meeting the right person also, where you decide in your head and you go, this is the person I'm willing to compromise for. This is the person that I'm going to put 100% trust and faith in, and hopefully receive it in return. And when you do, and you see it all the time, that's when that trust and everything else comes inside of you now, and you go, okay, I don't have to worry about this person at all. This is the right one.
Or check this, Dave, right? You're in a relationship. You always have one that likes the other one more. One person loves the other one more. The other one is like, ugh,
which
get
I
off
tell
of me.
my oldest daughter,
get off me.
It's
and
my
the other
rule.
person's going, I want to see you. And the other one will get off me. And then when it's role reversing, and it's always back and forth, who has control?
But when you're dating, it's kind of necessary if you're in that power position.
But wait, I'm gonna say this right now, and may God correct me. There has never been fucking control
not
between
with us,
Rocky
no.
and I. He doesn't say to me, why are you buying that? I don't go, where are you going? He doesn't go, why is your phone turned over? I don't go, why are you hanging out with? There is never a moment that I put him in a position to be out of his element.
But
like,
I also think
you know what I'm saying? Like, there is no what are you doing, what I'm doing. It's what we are doing. We have, everything is joint. Our bank account, our phone numbers, our internet, our websites, our emails, all connected.
But hold on, Dave, before you go, I just want to get
No
this point
separation.
out. Because I also think this also, because me and Jessica are very thick-headed people, both of us. We're both very opinionated, and we're both very set in our ways. But we both also, I think, recognize that in each other, and recognize that this is a no-win battle, so we have to compromise. We have to figure out a middle ground, because otherwise it's going to just be a pissing match between the two of us that will never end. And both of us put our pride to the side, and both of us said, you know what? Love is more important than pride.
True. Go, Dave.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say that complete commitment, is basically, requires complete trust.
Yes.
And that's what obviously you guys have clearly, shown and stuff.
The
that you
number
have
one
that
rule.
Complete trust in that other person, so that, that's already off the table. Like, you don't have to worry about the trust issue. So, everything else is just
exactly. And once that worry of trust is gone, you can now focus, because that's a big fucking chunk of worry and time.
Exactly.
And once that's gone, and now you're not going, I don't even need to worry about that anymore. You
Do
can
you
focus
wanna
on all the little things, because it's
That's
the little
what I
things
was saying.
that really tear you guys apart. Not that big thing. It's those constant little things. And now we can go, all right, well, this tiny little thing kind of irks me. You know what, Jess? When you do this, it kind of bothers me. And she'll go, okay, thank you for
I
letting
won't
me know.
do it again.
Yeah.
But wait, do you know, I mean, and telling everybody who's listening, and of course you, do you know how many men have sent me phone numbers, video chats, penis pictures, fucking. I got
DMs
this money.
just out the ass. DMs everywhere.
I will. Your husband don't do this. I'll do this. And literally, my phone be going off. My husband will look and go, "What do we got to look at?" And we laugh because there's never a moment he goes, "Do you like that penis? Do you like that?" Never, ever in the solid 7 years has there been a moment he questioned
but
that.
how naive would I be, knowing my wife and the internet and the way the internet is, and she's on the internet? How naive would I be if I go, well, this beautiful woman's never going to have any strangers on the internet try to talk to her? You have to be a fucking idiot to think if you're with a beautiful girl that no one's going to try to slide in the DMs. If you really think that, you're a moron, you don't deserve the person you're
It's
with.
actually made me stay with him more loyal because the penises I've seen are fucking disgusting. I have never in my life looked and went, ooh, that's a nice picture. Me and Rocky will be food shopping. I'm like, baby, look at this guy's picture. We laugh at it together.
Get it right. I ask to see them.
Oh, no.
I'm making a joke to some of the people.
No, he doesn't. I go, I have a private message. Should I open it or I delete it? And he goes, open it up. We're walking through the food store laughing and joking, and some guy tried to Skype me jerking off.
But sometimes
This
I'll
is a
play into
joke.
it. Like I'll
we
take the
laugh
phone
about it. Like, I'm never fucking leaving him.
Yeah.
Never.
But sometimes I'll take the phone and then I'm like, let me have a little fun. I'm bored right now sitting on the couch. So I'll start just fucking talking to these random dudes and be like, hey, what do you want?
Your husband don't know what I do. And I'm like, you don't even speak English, motherfucker. You don't do shit with me.
Yeah, but it really is. I've said it from day one. Number one is trust, and I've said it a million times, and I'll say it again. If you have 99% trust, that's not enough. You need 100. If you have 99.9%, that's not enough. You need 100% trust. Number two.
I have that with my best friend right here, too.
Might
I add.
Yes. Number two.
Yes.
Right under trust is
Fucking communication.
nope.
What, you compromise?
The first word you said.
Communication.
Fucking.
Oh well, we fuck
Fucking.
a lot. We have sex. We have a lot of
Yes,
sex.
and
It's like my friends are like, "Are you done?" I'm like, "Yeah, like 5 nights a week." They're like, "I didn't fuck my husband in 2 months." I'm
and
like, "Well,
that's the
why
fucking
you're
problem.
fighting."
And that's why your
Don't
husband's at the
fight.
strip club, and that's why your husband's sliding
I
into
tell
fucking
them,
people's
your
DMs.
kids are at school, fuck 'em in the
and it's
kitchen.
the same
That'll
way with me.
really turn him on.
If
You
I
know,
can't
like-
make my wife come, then my job's not fucking done.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
a lot
so
of sex.
I
dude.
have to
A lot of
satisfy
sex.
her and do it regularly to make sure she knows this is where it's at. You don't need to go anywhere else, and vice versa. Hold on, and vice versa. But sex is so important because it's an intimate thing, and it brings you so close to that person, so
And
close.
It shouldn't be used as a weapon.
No,
Never.
absolutely.
Are you
Any wife who
done?
does
Any girl
that
who
is a
does that
fucking idiot.
retard. And
Because
I'm a
no
wife
guy
saying
does it. And I love how every girl was like, any girl, because no husband ever has done that. But there's this connection that you make when you're fucking that you literally don't have with anybody else in the planet.
Yeah, but you know, though, the thing is, when women do that, and they're like, well, you know what? I'm mad. I'm not going to have sex. Number one, not only you're hurting yourself, dick, or two, you're wasting time, like when you should be spending it with who you supposedly love and have children with, or three, you're not only wasting your time, but your children's time thinking you have a happy home when if you're not fucking him or sucking his dick, you don't love him. If he pulled it out, I'm putting it in my fucking mouth. If my kids are not around, it's game on. Whenever
hope
he
they're not
wants
if I'm pulling it out.
No, I'm saying like I'm saying when you
I know,
want
I'm
it,
joking.
I am game on. A lot of women, even if I'm fighting, you know, when we're fighting, I'm like, you want to fuck me? Well, you're eating that pussy first.
Yeah.
You're getting down first. It's not about
And
like
I'll
not
do it
giving
very angrily.
Fuck you, you're eating it. Yeah, you are. Like, I don't know why people take that as like a weapon. This isn't a weapon. You're demolishing the intimacy and the connection you have, and you're doing it to yourself, and that's why shit don't work.
Derek, to answer your question, he's asking, do you remember when in your relationship when you got to 100? See, our thing was a little weirder because I was going through a divorce, and her being by my side during the divorce and her getting confirmation of everything I was saying to her prior to, you know, her being at the divorce hearings and really seeing, oh, he really is getting a divorce. Once all that started going, everything just came together because it was like she saw me and was like, oh, he was telling me the truth this whole time. Even her mother came out and was like, she apologized to me. She was like, I thought you were full of shit. And I think that on her end probably was a big factor. I can't speak for you, but I would have to assume. And on my end, the fact that she's by my side during this whole thing.
And he was going to have nothing.
And it wasn't like, Jess, I
wanted
got this. She was like, no, I'm coming, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, I'm going to be there. Like, it wasn't a choice in the matter. She was coming no matter
Again,
what.
I work out.
And I looked at that, and I was like, this is a ride or die chick. You know what I mean?
Truth of the matter is, though, I didn't know Rocky just from his jump going through a divorce. I've known Rocky since we're 13 through people, associates. We were friends in high school. We knew the same group. So for 25 years, I know this motherfucker. When he tells me I'm going through a divorce, everybody was like, you're going to listen to some guy? You could have anybody you want. You're going to listen to a guy who's going through a divorce and he's getting a divorce. And I looked at my own mother and I said, you don't know him and I trust him. And after that happened, my mom did come over and she was like, you know what? I appreciate that you were who you said to my daughter. But it wasn't, I didn't love him because he was Rocky. Actually, I didn't like him when we were kids. I thought he was a dick. But watching him fight for the things he fought for, I went, I love this person. I love him. I fell in love with him before I had that connection. And I'm going to be honest, the first time we had sex, we have been together since that fucking night.
Because there was an immediate connection from that night.
He walked over. He looked at me and he goes, let me get this out of the way. And I'm looking at him like, oh, it's fucking Rocky. And he grabs my face and he just started to make out with me where my stomach started to turn. I was like, oh my God.
Turn butterflies,
like,
not turn
I was
sick.
like, I was literally like, oh my God. I've
Yeah.
never had somebody kiss me with that fucking devotion of making me feel that kiss. And I have never fucking left him since. And thank God for that.
Yeah, and vice versa. And I mean, again, like we were in a position where we were kind of forced to hang out on top of each other, not literally, but we didn't have anywhere to go. So it was either, get a hotel room, and in a hotel room you have a bed, and that's it. So we would just sit on the bed.
This should be like a Hallmark movie.
I'm writing a book. I'm writing a
Swear to
book,
God.
Dave. I'll let you know I'm writing a book.
But, we would sit on the bed, and what
Oh,
else
you
do you
are?
do? We would just sit there and fuck and watch TV and laugh and
Hours.
and just
Fuck,
hang
we
out
get a
hours
hotel
and
for
hours
5
and
hours
hours.
and literally fuck like 10 times and smoke blunts and watch movies, and it was just hanging out. And so when we were even now normal, we'll go out in the back and fucking whatever, feed the birds, doesn't matter, doing the fire pit, watching movies, and we're like, that's my friend. I love him. Like I fucking.
And there was that thing of,
I'm gonna
like
make out with him as soon as we get
when
off,
you're
making
locked in a
out.
room with somebody, at some point, one of you are going to break and be like, get me the fuck away from this person. We never had that
I don't
moment
feel like that.
where it was like, I don't want to get away from this person. And it never happened. You know what I mean? So now, like, you look at it from the outside and you go, oh, that's what, real love is because, you don't want to not be with this person.
But there's a foundation.
If there's a moment in your relationship, and I mean this with all sincerity, if you're watching this, and you have this moment in your relationship of, get this fucking person away from me. Even when we fight, I'm not
feel like
thinking, get her away from me. I'm thinking, how do I make this right so we can get back to being normal?
I say, how do I shut this motherfucker up, pull his pants down, and give him a blowjob?
No,
We're
but
good.
you do the same
Game on.
thing.
Blowjob's over. Everybody's happy.
You do the same thing, though,
No, it's
where
true.
it's,
It's true.
we
I
don't
wanna
want
close it out.
uncomfortability
Yes.
and we don't want to not be happy
I won't
with
go
each
all
other.
day. I've never gone a
There's
full
never
day.
been a day where
Never a full
it
day.
crossed over, ever.
We have
ever.
a few hours of tiff, and
At
then
most
we get
a few
back.
hours.
Yeah, and then we get back.
And then literally one of us will break. And
Everybody's
again,
hating us right now.
it's-
They're like, fuck them.
But they want to know how it works, and we're we're telling you
It's 100,
and
100.
and one of us will break eventually, and we kind of like take turns where it's not a conscious thing, but subconsciously you probably go, well, she took the loss last time, so I'll take the loss this time, and vice versa. Like she'll come to me and be like, you know what, I was wrong there.
I was really
And,
battering
you know,
you. He walks in, I'm like, ba, 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 and he goes, what the fuck? I just walked in the door, and I'm like, you know what? You're right. My bad. My bad.
And there's times where
My
she
bad.
does that, and I'm not listening, and she's like, all I want to do is talk to you, and I go, you know what, you're right. And I get that
It
I
has
just
to
walked in
be.
and I need my time, but you haven't been around me all day, and you want,
You just gave
time
me
with
the
me.
dopest hand job this whole time.
So-
I appreciate that. I love you.
So, you sit there and you have to, again, rationalize and be a rational person in a relationship. If you can't be rational and compromise, it's never going to work. If you don't have 100% trust, it's never going to work.
Never.
If you don't fuck regularly, it's never going to work. Once a week, it's still not good enough, but that's okay.
He gets
Anything less than that is not okay.
We get to 2 days, and I'll email him at work and go, so it's been 2 days. Tonight, you are getting fucked. And he was like, of course, game on. We've
Yeah,
both been
3
really
days has
tired.
never happened.
We've been really tired, baby. Of course I want to. And I'm like, I'm just letting you know, it's 2 days. I noticed.
But
I
we're
noticed
both phoning
I
in
love
because
to
we're
fuck,
both
too.
tired, and we'll be
Yeah.
like, we're just going to do it just because we know we have to.
It's just
You know what I
amazing.
mean?
Get it
But
off,
and
kick
then
out.
once we get into the act, that tiredness is right out the window, and
Yeah.
everybody.
We got to get it out. Even
Yeah.
if you're mad, just fuck, dude.
But
Everybody have
it
sex.
really
Have
is
sex, dude.
That's the formula. If I can give it to you, the 4 things I just said, or however many things I just said, that's the formula.
That's a lot of things we said.
It is, but those are honestly the foundations of a good relationship. And I know some people are like, really, the fucking
Trust,
like fucking
sex,
doesn't mean that much. Yes, it
compromise,
does.
and communication.
Well,
Yeah.
physically, it does alleviate certain symptoms of crankiness and,
No one comes and is immediately
authority.
angry.
No, when we have sex, we're like, what do you want to eat?
Yeah,
Cereal.
exactly. Even if you hated
Let's
the
go
person.
get a Hot Pocket.
It's good too. It keeps up the appetite.
Yeah.
Sure, please. Oh, we eat all the time.
It's,
We are Italian and Spanish here.
Yeah. We are at almost 10:30 with almost a 3 hour.
I have gotta go, kids.
3 hour
Dave,
banger.
first of
Davey,
all,
we
Dave,
love you, brother.
I love that you joined in. I appreciate that you appreciate our relationship, and I want you to know that although I don't talk to you often, you are always in my "How's Dave doing?" And I like you, and I like that you call, and so be you.
Well, I appreciate that, and again, I wish everyone here and everyone listening a very happy New Year.
Yes,
happy
my
2020.
friend. Happy
And
New Year.
look forward to the next 200 episodes.
Me too.
Thank you,
Guys,
Dave.
listen, everybody who tuned in, this was like a mashup.
Dave, I'm going to let you go, brother. We love you.
This is a mashup. Good night, baby. It was Super Ugly Show, and it melted into Unfiltered Marriage. Of course, we on the Vince Russo's brand, Realm Network, and every other podcast fucking platform. And my Twitter's JRabbit55, Sweet Temptations by Nikki, Rocky Sus on Instagram, Jessica and Rocky on Facebook, Rocky and Jessica on Facebook, and Super Ugly Show, Unfiltered Marriage on Facebook. Don't forget Super Ugly
That's
Show.
a group. I would prefer you go to the group and join us because adding
The
us on
group's different.
Facebook.
Yeah, it's different.
The group is like a fun thing. It
was
really
a long
is.
show. It won't be like this next week, but we are back. It is 2020. We love everybody who joined in and all of our phone calls, of course. And of course, I love all of you. And of course, my husband and my best friend. I mean, I couldn't fucking ask for anything more.
And just as real quick, I want to close this out on the Super Ugly end. Like I said in the beginning of the show, this show is dedicated to two people and a group of people. The first person, of course, being my father-in-law, Jeffrey Iorio. Happy birthday, and we love you. The second person, Chef Carl Ruiz, who's always been a huge supporter of our show, and as we found out today, was the reason Opie came on, so we love Chef Carl. And, of course, the third is the troops over in Iraq. We, hope you guys come home safe and that,
Thank you for fighting for our country.
Yeah. Anyone who gives the troops shit, just go fuck yourself.
Right.
Like they're kids signing up for a job. Give them a fucking break,
protect
man.
us.
Yeah, exactly, and to protect you and your freedoms. Huge
Opie Radio.
shout out to
I
Opie.
fucking love you, Opie. I love you.
I'm still like in a state of like I can't believe that fucking happened.
I love it.
Like and
For
not
the years you wanted to talk to him.
Yeah, and it wasn't a quick 2 minutes, which I say this all the time, but he tried to underplay me through the message, and everybody does it at first. And I said it to Carl, and if Opie we ever speak again, I'll probably call him out on it too. But everybody, no matter who it is, I get the same thing. Yeah, I'll come on for like 5 minutes, but then I gotta go. I got some shit going on, yada yada yada. And Opie was on for 45 fucking
We love
minutes.
you, Opie.
So I can't thank him
appreciate
enough.
everybody who came along. 200 and Unfiltered Marriage. We love everybody. We'll see you next week, Tuesday, 9 p.m.
Normal shows, 7:30 p.m. Super Ugly, 9 p.m. Unfiltered Marriage. We're back to the normal stuff. And guys, like I said, we're gonna have a bunch of new shit coming this year. So tune in and sit back. Shit's coming heavy this year. All right, go ahead, baby. Give it the out.
That was I gave all my
See you
shouts. So we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.